It's the day. It's the national championship day. National championship game. Line is Indiana minus 7.5. Indiana is minus 330, 325 money line here to win. Things have balanced out in terms of the betting angle, with I would say about 2/3 of all bettors being on Indiana in both money line and spread, a third being on Miami in those areas. Very curious to see what happens in this game, who wins. We have Indiana plus the points here, not because they're a zillion better than Miami. I think Miami will keep this closer in a lot of respects than the other two teams, Alabama and Oregon, did, but I do just believe that Indiana's better. Any weaknesses they have done a better job of cleaning up throughout the year and disguising than Miami has their weaknesses. So we like Indiana to at least win here. Spread, we're not really a betting channel here, but we do give spread picks because everyone does, and it helps give an indication of what we think the scope of the victory will be. We do have Indiana covering here. If you are a Miami fan, an Indiana fan, whatever team you are a fan of, you are welcome here. We will do our best to call this game accurately, to be on point here. The only break that I plan on taking is for like 10 minutes at halftime. I want to go through and go to the bathroom probably. I also want to get water, maybe even get a little bit of food during that break. But outside of that, we're going to be here for commercial breaks. We're going to be here for the first quarter, the second quarter, third, fourth. If either team is dominating the other, we'll stay on until probably midway fourth quarter. We did that for Indiana and their games against Alabama and Oregon. We even did that, I think. We even did that in the first round, where Oklahoma was playing Alabama, and it was pretty clear, like midway fourth quarter, I think that Alabama was going to win. For example, yeah. So my heart's pounding. It's pounding because with every game I make a pick for, I'm nervous. Every single one. Nervous about Miami, Ohio State. Nervous about Texas A&M, Miami. Nervous about Oklahoma, Alabama. Nervous about Indiana. Like every game I've picked, I've had nerves about. Every single one. And with Indiana, it doesn't help either. They were my national title pick. So with especially them, I've had nerves because I want to be right. I've had them winning it all since the playoff bracket was released, and at other points in the year, I had them winning it all. So I do want to be right here. I am a Michigan fan for context, so if any of you are wondering, hey, is this guy an Indiana fan? No. I'm a Michigan fan. So, yeah, we're going to call this game accurately. We're going to be giving some interesting stats. A game I'm going to play tonight is guessing before the play whether it's going to be a pass blocking or run blocking situation. Test a little bit of my football IQ. Test something that I think I've identified thanks to the help of other people about these teams. And we're going to do it specifically for Miami. Specifically for the Hurricanes. I'm going to try to guess whether or not their offense is running the football or running an RPO, which is run pass option. You can run or pass, but the O-line will be run blocking. Or I'm trying to gauge whether or not it's going to be a pass blocking situation, which will be a draw or an obvious passing down. So, yeah, great season for both teams. Neither team should be ashamed of a loss here. You want the win. It's going to be a gut-wrenching loss for either team. But Miami is 13 wins. This is their best team easily since the 2002-2003 team. This is their highest achieving team since 2002, and if they win it all, it'll be their highest since 2001. And for Indiana, this is their highest achieving team ever, whether or not they win or lose tonight. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be a war. Look, man, I'm so pumped. I'm so excited. Game's going to kick off in 10 minutes. I think they're going to, is this the national? I think this is the national anthem. Yes. That's what this is. This is the national anthem that's going on right now. Then after that, we'll have like 5 minutes And then the game will begin, and this is going to be like a 7:50 to probably 11:30 game. This game's going to last for like 3.5 hours, maybe a little bit less, since both teams love to run the football. Both quarterbacks have a high completion percentage. I mean, I imagine this game will be a little bit shorter than the average due to how these offenses operate. It's also why I love the under in this game. A ton of people, the majority of the public, thinks this is going to be over 46.5, over 47.5, and the under continues to come down. I'm pretty sure, based on these two defenses versus both offenses and how both like to chew clock, barring something where one team has a ton of turnovers, fumbles, interceptions, maybe some defensive or special team scores, I think the under here is pretty much a lock. Spread's a bit tricky. Books ideally would like Miami to cover here, but also not win. Like the biggest payout that the books will have to make is Miami money line and Miami national title bets before Indiana's odds shot up. If the Hurricanes win, it'll also be Indiana -7.5 if they cover. That would be the other like big payout. So ideally for the books, Indiana wins by 1 to 7 points here. Yeah, I think that is probably the most likely outcome, if not the second most likely outcome, is that this is a close Indiana win. I'm curious to see what happens. Yeah, I mean, Miami, they're playing in their own stadium, but the Indiana crowd, based on the looks of things, has like maybe a 60-40, 55-45 edge here. Hard Rock Stadium is a beautiful, and I mean beautiful, beautiful venue. I can't wait to see what this game is going to be like. I can't wait. Can't wait to see it. Can't wait, man. And we got a commercial break after the Natty. After this commercial break, we won't have any more until the first in-game commercial break from the Skycast view. Man, I'm so pumped, so nervous. All these different things. It's going to be awesome. It is going to be so, so awesome. So incredible, man. Miami's already pulled off an upset like this before. They were an underdog against Texas A&M, but just by 3.5 points. Approximately, they won that game in close fashion, 10-3. They were 9.5-point underdogs to Ohio State, won that game emphatically 24-14. Pick six being the biggest play. They had long drives on Ohio State. Took a lot of, tripping over myself here, took a huge advantage in terms of Miami's defensive line versus Ohio State's offensive line. I know some people view this matchup as similar to that one. Curious to see if it's correct. I think that film analytics, watching how these two teams play, Indiana has a straight up better O-line than Ohio State, plus they disguise it better with the RPO, and I think with being more disciplined and knowing their assignments better, but I'm curious to see what happens here. Miami, beating Ohio State was just, that was such a stunning game to watch. Really stunning, where Ohio State had some advantages. Like in that third quarter, they were abusing Miami with RPO offensively and not trying to take a bunch of these deep shots. And they were using the quick game and running to keep them honest, using gap runs. Now, if Miami hasn't figured out how to solve that on paper, that really is an edge for Indiana. They run more RPO. They're better at running the ball than Ohio State. They're much better run blocking straight up than Ohio State is. And while their receiver room doesn't have a Jeremiah Smith, it's deeper because their wide receiver 3, probably Charlie Becker or Omar Cooper Jr., or you could argue any of them, any of Indiana's top 3 receivers to be wide receiver 1. Their third best receiver is better than Brandon Inniss. They don't have exactly a Carnell Tate athletically or a Jeremiah Smith, but they probably have the best or one of the best route runners in the game, and Becker is probably as good at 50-50 balls as Carnell Tate is. We are about 4 minutes away from kickoff, guys. This is absolutely incredible. What I was saying anyway is that Miami, that was a program win for them against Ohio State. You have an opportunity for a program win here too, of course, but the Ohio State win was the program win. In the same way for Indiana that beating Oregon in the regular season was the program win. That was the game where you could say, hey, Miami has like done this thing. And then you could also say Indiana beating Ohio State too. Look, Ohio State's the number one program. I think regardless of who wins this game, Ohio State's going to be the number one program. This is going to be incredible for sure. And I mean, this is the national title game. We live streamed last year's national title game. Ohio State won that thing convincingly, beating Notre Dame. We didn't live stream Michigan versus Washington, but I was in that game. I was at that game in person. Michigan won that game. We live streamed Georgia TCU. Georgia won that game. If Miami were to win this thing, it would be the first time an underdog has won outright since 2018 Clemson versus Alabama. Be the first time since. The first time in, yeah, that would be the first time since. This is also the first national title for Indiana. This would be the first time a Heisman winner has won the national title game since 2020. This would be the first time an ACC team has won the national title since 2018. There's a lot. Oh, this is the first ever meeting in the college football playoff between two teams that have Adidas brands, where Adidas makes their uniforms and equipment. So there's a lot of, that's more of a fun fact, but there's a ton of history being made in tonight's game, regardless of who wins, regardless of who loses. Man, I mean, there's a lot of orange, but there's a whole lot of red in this stadium, man. This is probably a pretty split crowd. I would lean IU. I'll get a better view of this once the game begins and the lights are actually on. Okay, so we have a good view of this. By the current camera angle, I see a lot more red than orange, but that's the Indiana side. I need to see the other side of the stadium to get an accurate gauge. Need to see the other side. So come on. Got 2 minutes left until kickoff. Got to see the other side. Wow. Okay, come on. Pull this camera around. Pull this camera around, man. I gotta see the other side. Please. Gotta see the other side, man. Got some late action on Miami in terms of spread bets and money line bets. So it is going to be about two-thirds on IU for money line and for spread here. I'm only saying this as reasons to try to gauge who's going to win, guys. I'm so excited for this game. So pumped for it. Get to see Miami captains. Got some honorable captains for Indiana and Miami walking out. This is going to be epic. Going to be so epic, man. And now they're panning to the other side. Or at least they were about to. Looks like a good amount of red. Come on, pan to the other side. Okay, good. Yeah, this is a majority IU crowd. Not by a ton, but Indiana. There are more Indiana fans here than there are Miami fans. For sure. Good luck to Miami fans. Go Canes. Good luck to Indiana fans. Go Hoosiers. The national championship game is underway. After they sort out this coin toss, decides who's going to receive, decide who's going to kick, we are going to have a lot on our plate. That's for sure. A lot on our plate. So, yeah. So pumped. So pumped to see what's going to happen here. Final game of the 2025 season, guys, and then literally this week we're going to start 2026 preseason content. I don't know if it's going to be by Wednesday, but I'm imagining by Friday we'll have an early top 10, maybe early top 25 out. This is the Natty. This is the national title game, guys. Holy moly. It's here. It's here. No major injuries either for either team. Xavier Lucas from Miami will be out for a half, and their starting tight end Elijah Lofton will be out for the whole game with an injury. Stephen Daly and Kellen Wyatt and any other Miami players that have been out for the season declared out will also be out for the season here. So excited to see what the kickoff is. They're just showing fans right now. Come on, let's get this thing started. It's 7:52. Get it started, guys. Okay. Now this thing is starting. So, Indiana won the toss. They've elected to defer. That means they'll receive the ball starting second half. Be on your feet. Be ready. Only one more game to decide destiny for either of these teams, to decide legendary status, to decide who is number one and who will get to say they were the best team in 2025. Be where your feet are. Miami is going to try to return this kickoff. I don't know why they're not showing it. Miami will have it first. Yeah, the Sky Cam does a very poor job showing kickoffs. Don't know quite why that is. But Miami will have it first and 10 with 14:55 in the first quarter. Wow. I cannot believe we're here. This is crazy. This is a Miami offense that ranks 43rd in opponent-adjusted EPA per play. They are a good power running team. Don't get a ton of explosives outside of maybe Carson Beck here or there. They are going to start this off with a Mark Fletcher run. Fletcher is able to burst through, get some yak. Indiana got penetration up the middle, but good job by Fletcher to bounce that thing to the outside. Pick up a gain of 9. Shannon Dawson calling the plays for the Miami Hurricanes. It's going to be 2nd and 1. Probably going to be another run. Nope, RPO. Got it out to Malachi Tony. Tony is able to pick up a first down. Yeah, I almost forgot about the guessing run versus pass thingamajig. I'm going to try to do it beforehand. I hope I'm caught up on my streams, because if not, it's going to be pretty redundant. They're not showing anything pre-snap here. I need to see the pre-snap read to discuss. And that was probably a, I would say, 2-yard run by Miami right there. Yep, gain of 2. A little bit of outside run there. Again, don't know why they're not showing the pre-snap things. I want to see pre-snap. But I assume it's going to be, let me see. That's going to be a pass. That's going to be a pass, I'm pretty sure. Pass or pass blocking. Yup, it is going to be a pass. Beck looking for a wide open man. He is under pressure. He is going to have to throw it away. Incomplete. So it's going to be 3rd and 8. 13:02. 3rd and 8. It was a pass. A lot of short, quick dump offs. And Indiana only sent 3, but Beck just looked pretty uncomfortable there and had to throw that one away. Tried to get it to Tony on the sidelines, but could not. This is probably going to be a pass here, given it's 3rd and 8. Got Alex Bauman in the game at tight end. Got Tony lined up in the backfield. This is going to be a pass. And Tony is going to be tackled behind the 50, so it will be 4th down. It'll be 4th and 5. Maybe it'll be 4th and 6, 4th and 7. Just good tackle there by the shoulders. Yep, they're going to label it 4th and 5. Miami will punt this ball away. Indiana does not miss tackles. They do not miss tackles. So Miami's going to punt this football away. Indiana going to come after this one. They get it off. Jonathan Brady is going to call for the fair catch inside of the 5. So Indiana will have it 1st and 10 from their own 5-yard line. First drive of the game. Miami did an okay job running there. It didn't look like they got a ton of line movement, but just like a yard enough to not surrender TFLs. Did a good job pass blocking there. They just didn't have any deep routes, and Indiana did a good job covering things, did a good job tackling there. Yeah. I mean, obviously, if you're Indiana, you don't want this to necessarily be a field position game. You want to come out with this drive and immediately score, put points on the board. Immediately. All right. Someone told me I have no sound. I imagine Indiana's going to try to run here to protect Mendoza. But we could be wrong. We could be wrong. Oh, they're going to maximize commercial breaks here because of the views. All right, I think we're about to be back here shortly. Oh, man. I'm so nervous and so pumped. Like, I'm tingling. I want college football. I do not want these ads, but I understand why they have to post them. I do. Just writing down some notes. Okay. 1st and 10 for Indiana at their own 5. They're going to be playing a defense that is, when you look at adjusted EPA, is negative 0.12 in opponent adjusted EPA per play. One of the best passing defenses, mainly because they're pressure. One of the best havoc defenses, and they're a good run defense too. Curious to see what Indiana is going to do here on the run-pass option. Indiana is going to get some... Nope, it is going to be an RPO, and Omar Cooper Jr. is going to break tackles and pick up a 1st down. Got it quickly to him on the outside. Just got yards after contact there. Indiana picks up a 1st down to move it out to the 15. I thought that was going to be a run. But that's the beauty of the RPO, you know. That's one of the things about that. Roman Hemby, he's going to try to get to the outside, and he gets a gain of 2, maybe 3. They're going to list it, I think, as a gain of 2, so it is going to be 2nd and 8. Indiana usually starts off slow on offense, and Miami's offense is a slow-paced unit. So again, like I mentioned earlier, liked the under in this game. And I imagine that under is probably being live bet down right now as we speak. Miami is really trying to go in like really wide technique. They got it out quickly. On the shotgun pass, it's going to be a gain of 1, maybe 2, so it is going to be 3rd and long. Curious to see if Miami gets pressure there. They had Hemby there involved. I think Indiana held up well in pass pro there, but this is going to be a challenge against this Miami pass rush. It's going to be a huge challenge. 3rd and 8. Looks like Miami's going to send pressure. Looks like they're going to bring a blitz. They are. Mendoza going to escape, going to heave it deep, and it's incomplete. So it's going to be 4th and 8, and Indiana will punt this football back to Miami. The pressure got there, and Indiana will have to punt this football away on 4th and 8. Just nothing was really open, and the pressure got there, so he had to escape and throw it away. Good job not taking a sack by Mendoza. But number 1, Roman Hemby, just got killed in pass blocking by number 12, that being Marquise Lightfoot, the sophomore. So Indiana's going to punt this one away. And Tony is not going to call for a fair catch. He's going to get out past the 40. There is a flag on the play, though. Don't know what the flag is, but there is a flag on the play. Let's see what it is. Miami's walking back as if this thing is a hold or a block in the back. Yep, holding. So what was going to be good field position for Miami is in part negated. They're probably going to have it at around their own 30. Miami will have it 1st and 10, and we go to another commercial break. Already a third of the way through the first quarter. Before you know it, guys, this game will be over. You know what's insane too? We've had back-to-back punts. If we keep having these punts and incompletions, this game's going to go on for a long time. Both defenses had quite a stand there. Let's see what happens when Miami's offense gets their second drive. You're going to have them every time these teams flip. All right, so Miami's going to have it 1st and 10. Forget exactly where they're going to have it. Oh, at their own 23. So yeah, I mean that they were going to have good field position and a holding negated it. You can't have that. You can't have penalties in a game like this. You can't do it. The more disciplined and physical team is going to win this game. And the team that best takes advantages of their opponent's weaknesses and best utilizes their strengths. Like, that sounds pretty redundant, but it kind of isn't. Like, when you take into account how these teams have some similarities, but they also have some differences too. All right, 1st and 10 at the 23 of Miami. They have it there. I mean, you can just tell who the offensive linemen are. This is going to be a pass, I think. But we'll see. Nope, this is going to be a run. And they actually get good yardage off it, too. They get maybe a 5-6 yard gain. Incorrect there. It's going to be 2nd and 5. Good run. Really good blocking getting upfield with that left side of the Miami offensive line. Oh, no, they're going to list it as 2nd and 6. Okay. Not 2nd and 5. This is going to be a run. I imagine to the left, but we'll see. Nope, it is going to be a counter, and it's stopped for no gain. Maybe even a loss. So it's going to be a 3rd and medium, maybe 3rd and long for Miami. There's a moment where Carson Beck is going to have to step up and make something known there. They did not get pushed. They got a little bit, but really good job by Michael Kamara for beating his man at the line of scrimmage and getting in the backfield. That messed up the play. It is going to be 3rd and 5, so 3rd and manageable for sure, but not a rushing situation exactly, though it wouldn't exactly be against Miami to run it here. Looks like Indiana might be bringing some pressure, maybe a sim pressure. Beck is going to drop back to pass. Beck has all day to throw. It is going to be called as incomplete. And it's going to be 4th and 5, and Miami will punt this thing. So that was a 3 and out for Miami, the first of the game. And the first 2 drives for each of these teams was a 1st down. Defense is adjusted. There's nothing open there for Beck. He has a clean pocket all day to throw, but Indiana also only brought 3. Indiana looks like they're going to be coming after this punt. They do. They do get it off. And it's going to be fair caught at the 30. So Indiana will have it with better field position this time. Defensive game so far. 8:48 left in the first quarter. Are we going to go to another commercial break? You bet ya. Would be shocked if we did not. I would be stunned. Oh, no, look, it looks like we're not going to. Okay, so thank you, ESPN. You did something right there. You did something right. So Indiana gets the football back. Mendoza has Kalon Black with him. Riley Nowakowski looks to help out a Johnny. Maybe it's Benson, one of those tackles. Mendoza trying to escape. Throw on the run. There is a flag. I imagine it's going to be holding, offensive or defensive. It's going to be incomplete. I imagine it's going to be holding, but we'll see. They're walking back as if it is, so yes, it is going to be holding. I mean, this Miami pass rush is the real deal. It is the real deal. That was on Khalil Benson. So it's going to be 1st and 20 for Indiana. He did a good job initially against Bain, but then when Mendoza escaped the pocket, he just couldn't hold up against him. Yeah, they're lining up Bain against Benson. I think that makes sense based on the fact that Benson is probably their weakest pass blocker. And they have an RPO, and Omar Cooper Jr. has broken a tackle, and Cooper's going to pick up a first down. It just, again, thought it was a run. It froze the pass rush long enough for Indiana to get over the middle, find Cooper on what was like a slant. Yeah, that was a slant right there. And Miami with a missed tackle, and instead of it being third down, like 3rd and 10, that would have been 3rd and 10. It's now 1st and 10 at the 44. This is going to be a run for Kalon Black. Black gets a gain of 5, maybe a little bit more than that. Nice blocking up front. And it will be 2nd and short. Yes, it's a gain of 5, maybe 6. So it's going to be 2nd and medium for Indiana. That was a false start. And that's going to move Indiana back. So with Indiana, you're probably going to see this based on the first few calls that they're probably scared of that D-line a little bit. The good news for IU is that it's going to be 2nd and 10 and not 2nd and 20. But I can imagine them having some false starts there. That was the right side of their offensive line. And Cignetti's already pissed. So it's going to be 2nd and 9. I mean, both these teams so far with some, undisciplined measures for sure. Miami missed tackles and the holding on special teams. It is going to be another RPO for Elijah Surratt, and Surratt is going to get a gain. Are they going to give him the first down, or is it going to be 3rd and very short? They might give him the first down there, but it's going to be very short if. Nope, they're going to give him the first down. So far, RPO, even like Mendoza's just getting the ball out quickly enough to move the football. They're in Miami territory. This is going to be a run for Roman Hemby. And Hemby is able to get down for a gain of 4, maybe 5. It's going to be a gain of 4, maybe 3.5. So it'll be 2nd and 7, 2nd and 6. They're going to check protection, check the play. Mendoza back to throw. It's caught by Riley Nowakowski. Nowakowski holds on to the football. He's going to have a first down. So Indiana has a drive going here. We'll see if they can cash it in for 6 or if it's going to be cashed in for 3. Just nice curl inside route by the tight end, Riley Nowakowski, in between the zone, picks up a first down. He's a very underrated piece of this Indiana team. Very underrated piece. And Indiana with a very nice, long, methodical drive here. They're going to... Nope, it's going to be another RPO. And NFL catch there by Elijah Surratt for a gain of 5 inside the 30. Nice, beautiful NFL catch by Surratt there. That's a pro catch. And a little bit of an off throw by Mendoza, too. Mendoza in the backfield all by himself. Just a drop back pass. And he is hit as he throws. It's going to be ruled an incompletion. Don't know why, that was bad pass pro there. Like, they were not helping him at all. That was an incompletion, though. Arm moving forward, but wonderful pressure there by number 1, Mohamed Touré, lined up with one of the DNs to provide extra pressure from one side. 3rd and 5 could be an obvious passing down. Indiana might want to run this football to see if they can make it 4th and manageable. We'll see what they do. They are going to run it, and they are going to pick up a first down with Kalon Black. Something that Ohio State was able to do is use RPO in this game to their edge, and they were able to create some, like, pretty sizable runs off of it, which, if you know Ohio State, they really struggle at running the ball. So that was something that caught my attention in this preview. Does not mean that Indiana is going to win this thing, but it is an edge Indiana has, is they will be able to get some burst runs here. Not explosives, but if they can get past the D line, they will get yards. It's going to be another run for Kalon Black. Black gets through the hole for maybe a gain of 2 or 1. He's stopped in his tracks by Keontae Scott, Miami's best defensive back. And yeah, this is just a long drive for Indiana here. It's going to be 2nd and 8. Very long drive for the Hoosiers. Mendoza's getting hit, man. Is that going to be targeting? Crown of the helmet. Mendoza is defenseless. QB run by Mendoza picks up a gain of 2. You bet you he's going to be running in this game, both with the pass rush, but also with his legs. Yeah, I'm shocked that was not a targeting on Thomas there. That's like, it seems like their instructions are to hit Mendoza based on the early drive. It's going to be 3rd and 6. Indiana has it in the red zone. Only 3 minutes left in the first quarter. They are on the Miami 16. Do they run it again? Looks like Miami has more people in the box preparing for that. Oh, that was a nice rep by O.J. Frederic, breaking up the contested catch where Mendoza threw it to Charlie Becker, nearly had a pick. He won that route for sure. Did a good job keeping inside leverage, turning his head. Becker played a little bit of defense there. Indiana's now going to have to settle for a field goal on a long drive. "34-yard attempt by Nico Radicic. It's up, and it's good. So Indiana leads 3-0. That's the first point scored in this game. First point scored in the game, Indiana, 3-0. That drive took up 6 minutes and 6 seconds of possession. Nice balance of run and pass there. Just looking at some of the stats after that. Indiana running for 3.5 yards per carry. Mendoza averaging 6.9 yards per attempt. Miami running for 4 yards per carry on 4 carries. Beck only averaging 2.3 yards per attempt, though. Still early. Still very early. Again, this is going to be a physical game. It is. It is going to be a physical matchup, physical contest. Wow, we have over 300 concurrent viewers. This is incredible. That was a good rep by Frederic there. I believe that was Frederic. No, it was either Frederic or O'Connor. It's a good rep by him. All right. 3-0. 3-0 Indiana towards the end of the first quarter. Indiana's going to kick this one off to Miami. And Keelan Marion is going to try to return this one. He will not. It's going to be 1st and 10 at their own 25. Oh, commercial break again. Almost the end of the first quarter, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, all the commercial breaks are sickening. I just want to watch this game, man. Thank you for stopping the spammers and bots, everyone. Thank you. Oh, yeah. This game's gonna last forever if the This game's gonna last forever if the timeouts and media timeouts and the ads stay this long. But again, I get it. This is gonna be like the most viewed game of the year. Luxury lettuce looks like I'm getting 6 hours of sleep before work tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah. Thankfully my classes are later in the day, but I do hope that I don't want this game to go on forever, even if it means it's a good experience, because I want to get good sleep. I want my rhythm. I want my rhythm to be uninterrupted. Miami's going to have this 1st and 10 at their own 25. Two minutes, 36 seconds left in the quarter. This is going to be a that's gonna be a pass. Yup, that's gonna be a straight drop back pass. And threw it in a tight window, tried to get on a corner route to Alex Bauman. It's going to be 2nd and 10 for Miami. If any of you guys have figured out the tell that I'm referring to, please let me know. But there is a tell on Miami's offense that lets you know whether or not it's going to be a run or a pass, or there's going to be pass blocking or run blocking. This, I do not quite know. This could be outside run, or it could be a pass again. I think it's going to be a pass, though. Yep. And D'Angelo Pons breaks up that pass. Beck intended it to go to CJ Daniels. It's going to be 3rd and 10, 3rd and long. Both were getting handsy there. Going to be 3rd and 10. Shannon Dawson calling the plays. Beck, he's in there with number 4, Mark Fletcher. This is going to be probably a pass, but we'll see. Yes, it is going to be a pass. Beck under pressure. Beck is going to be sacked. Up the middle, that was number 4, Aiden Fisher. And Indiana's going to get off the field with another 3 and out. Fourth and 17. Miami's going to punt this ball away from their own 19. And that will be a good punt for Miami. Indiana will have it at their own 26, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Hoosiers. Another commercial break? Probably not, but we will see. Really good punt there by Miami. Like, their specialists, Dylan Joyce, punter, Carter Davis, place kicker, I really admire them. Their teams are good, and that's going to help them here in this matchup. Mendoza, it is going to be a run by Roman Hemby. Hemby is going to get tackled well in the backfield there. Well in the backfield for a big loss. They tried an outside run. Indiana read it, or Miami read it, and that's going to set Indiana well behind the chains there. Well behind the chains. Hemby just tried to outspeed him, and you're not going to do that. If you're going to beat this group, you got to run up the middle. You cannot run outside against them. When Ohio State did what they did in those drives, and they had some success running, a lot of it was between the gaps. That's where you can get these guys. Not a really good play call there. Hemby going to run again, only for a gain of 1, maybe 2. This is an obvious passing situation for the Hoosiers. And it's going to be 3rd and very long, 3rd and 15. Just number 99 there, Ahmad Moten Sr., healthy. He was up there. Miami going very wide in pass rush yet again. Going to be a screen to Hemby. Hemby is going to break a few tackles, but he's not going to get anywhere outside of back to the original line. Maybe a little bit past that. It's going to be 4th down. IU is a 3 and out and will punt, and it is going to be the end of the first quarter there. 3-0 Indiana at the end of the first quarter. Good first quarter right now. Miami's D-line, though, winning the line of scrimmage right now. Miami overall is probably winning the line of scrimmage. The problem is they're not winning the quarterback battle, nor are they winning the schematic battle. TKL called it correctly. Center is the tell. Yeah, thank you for the $2 super chat, Hoosier Viking. Thank you for the $2. Not quite the center, but out of respect for him, I'm not going to say exactly what it is. That's a little bit incorrect. It's off. But yeah. Yeah. Yep. End of the first quarter, that screen to Hemby was able to get something back, but so far, Indiana has the first sack. Neither team's running the football all that well. Hemby has negative yardage at the end of the first quarter. Was not expecting that. Wow, already end of the first quarter, man. Yep, competitive game through one quarter. Armin Hammer, huge fan of the channel, saying, let's go Miami. Other Indiana fans saying they need adjustments to be made. People saying more commercials than the Super Bowl. Yes, that's happening. Just writing down some notes. Okay, we're back. 4th and 11 for Indiana. They're going to have to punt this football away. Up 3-0 in the national title game. It's close through a quarter. Nice punt. And Fletcher falls down. They're going to let it play. Interestingly enough, I don't know why they let it play. I thought he slipped and was down there. Thought he slipped and was down, but they'll check that. But as of right now, Miami's going to have good field position. Yeah, his butt touched. His butt touched the ground. That he was down there, so they're going to have to move that football back. Or they're maybe going to review it. Yup. So what was looking to be a good return by Tony and good adjustments by Indiana to like play that as if it were live just in case. The ball's going to be spotted at the 31, I think. They got Charmar Brown in there at the running back. Think this is going to be a run for Miami. It is. And he gets a yard. Charmar Brown up the middle. So it's going to be 2nd and long. Gave him a half yard, really. So it's going to be like almost 2nd and 10. Shannon Dawson calling the plays. Miami quickly up to the line. This is going to be a pass as Beck is alone in the backfield. Beck is going to try to take off. They found the hole in the zone, and it is going to be a 3rd and short. Nice, finding things in between the zone there. It is going to be 3rd and 2. Miami with a chance to pick up a first down here and create a drive. We're at 14 minutes left in the second quarter. Brown stays in there, tight formations, this is going to be a run, and Brown doesn't get anything. So that's going to be a 4th down. 4th and 2. Yep, 4th and 2. They might have even called that a loss. That might have been 4th and 3. And it looks like Miami's going to have to punt this ball away again. Just stout performance so far by the Indiana defense and by the Miami defense, too. These teams really trading blows. Really trading blows. So another 3 and out. I mean, these teams just trading and trading 3 and outs. Good punt, lands at the 15. That's where Indiana will have the ball. Right now, it seems like Miami's winning the punting battle. So if this becomes a field position game purely, I think Miami's going to be winning the net field position, which would actually work out to what the metrics say. And we get a commercial. All right, so thoughts on the game so far. Indiana's running the ball better, and run blocking is better in general. Like, Indiana's doing a much better job creating holes and gaps for their running backs to shoot through. Miami's pass blocking better, though. Even when accounting for IU's sim pressures. They're physically Miami's pass blocking better. Pass rush is Miami. Pass game overall is probably a push, consequentially. Probably would lean IU there with the quarterback. Yeah, both offenses are getting eaten alive here. You look at the live EPA per play stats on this game, and my goodness, man. My goodness. I mean, both teams are in the negatives and in like the bottom quartile or lower in almost every category. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. So, I mean, my oh my, man. Let's see what Indiana does, though. Let's see if they make any adjustments. Both offenses have been completely controlled and kind of taken out of the game. So I'm curious to see what happens as we've been trading a lot of punts back and forth. A lot of punts. All right, guys. Like the stream. Get us up to 100 likes before halftime. We're at 44 right now. Just need 56 more of you to like the stream. I would appreciate that so much. So please do those things. Also, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, comment your thoughts down below. Just do those things. I would really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right, 1st and 10 for Indiana at their 15. This is we've been through 17 minutes and 3 seconds of the game, and we only have 3 total points. Like, the under, as I said, is the play here. The under is the play. Let's see what Indiana does. I mean, both defenses have been dominating both offenses. The only long drive we've seen is that one Indiana drive that resulted in 3. Looks like if Miami's made an adjustment, it's been stacking the box. Quick RPO to the sidelines. It's caught by Surratt. He gets out of bounds for a 1st down on the RPO. Cignetti is not happy. He is not happy. Also didn't help that Mesidor slipped there. And they are going to hand it off to Keelan Black. Nope, it is an RPO. Try to get it to Surratt, and OJ Frederic did a wonderful job covering him. It's going to be 2nd and 10. So it's 2nd and long. They're trying to get the RPO game going. A little bit handsy there by Frederic, but it looks like both sides have been handsy so far. I don't think they're going to call that tonight. Let's see if Indiana runs it here. It's going to be a drop back pass. Mendoza looking quickly. Nowakowski breaks some tackles. They're trying to strip the football out. Nowakowski is able to get a gain of 8, I would say. So it is going to be 3rd and short. Keontae Scott with the tackle. 3rd and 1 is what they're going to list it as. What does Indiana do here? They are just going to hand this ball off. Black is able to get up through the middle and pick up enough to pick up a 1st down. First and 10 at the 39. Roman Hemby is in there in the backfield. They are going to hand it off to him. Kind of outside zone action. Hemby gets tackled and blown up, though. Would have had a open hole if not for, again, Keontae Scott. Just picks up a gain of 1. And Scott's just so good. He is their best defensive back by a mile, Keontae Scott for Miami is. So it's going to be 2nd and 9. That was a key play. Hemby might have had a touchdown there if not for Scott swooping in and tackling him. And Miami, both of these teams are hitting hard, but I think it's especially noticeable for Miami so far. Some simulated pressure looks. Hemby is going to run up the middle, pick up a gain of maybe 2 or 3. It is going to be 3rd and long. Obvious passing situation for the Hoosiers. Third and 6 is what they call it. They get him quickly off the line, and incomplete pass, but PI called on OJ Frederic. He was grabbing Elijah Surratt. That's going to be called. Yup, you're going to get called for that. I mean, they've been getting handsy all game. Don't get me wrong, but Scott is just like grabbing onto his jersey even when deflecting the pass. You cannot have that. So it's going to be 1st and 10 on the Miami side. This is going to be a run, and it's blown up by Miami. Ahmad Moten Sr. That's going to be a loss of 3, maybe 4. Yeah, just got blown up there in the interior of that O-line. That's a big loss there. It's going to be 2nd and 14. They're going to run it again with Hemby. Hemby is going to pick up a gain of 1, maybe 2, so it's going to be another 3rd and long there. Miami doing a good job keeping him honest on the ground. Doing a really good job there. This looks like a situation where Indiana might have to punt the football again. They're just doing a really good job. That's going to be 3rd and 13. 3rd and 12 is what they listed as, I guess. Someone called the timeout. I think that may have been Miami. Who called that timeout? Or is this a review for something? No, it looks like Indiana may have called a timeout. Yep, Indiana calls a timeout here. Commercial break. We're close to halfway through the second quarter. This is a really big moment for Miami's defense and Indiana's offense. I mean, if Indiana can get points in this drive, especially a touchdown, they'll have won the first half possession battle. They'll have put Miami behind by 2 scores. I would be inclined to think that Indiana's probably going to have to punt this football away again. But you never really know, do you? You never know. This is for the Natty, and we're already a third of the way through, ladies and gentlemen. We are already a third of the way through. Already a third of the way through. Only 20 more likes until we get to 100, guys. Help us get to 100 likes, please. Please and thank you. I'd appreciate that a lot. All right, we're back. 3rd and 13. And Cignetti is pissed. All right, Miami's going 9 tech again with those DNs. They're getting a lot of pressure, but IU's not giving up a single sack yet. And there is a flag on the play. They got Miami for offsides. So that is going to be a 3rd and 7, maybe 3rd and 8. Yep, offsides. So Miami trying to get after him, jumped a little too early, spots Indiana 5 extra yards approximately. Bain got there quickly, did a good job not trying to hit him, though, as he was in the air. So this is going to be 3rd and 8 now instead of 3rd and 13. But it's still 3rd and very long, pretty much obvious passing situation for the Hoosiers. Looks like Miami's going to load up. And they're going to run it up the middle. And that's not a touchdown, but that is a long run. And we talked about that again. If you can get past the initial level, if you can get burst runs, if you can get past their D-line, you will pick up yak. You will. They picked up the blitz perfectly with run blocking and moved a gaping hole for Kalon Black. Now they're going to get it to E.J. Williams. Williams is able to pick up a gain of 2, maybe 3. So Indiana already in the red zone yet again. Huge conversion for IU. Massive conversion. It is going to be 2nd and 7. They are going to it is going to be an RPO. And they're going to call it a touchdown for Charlie Becker. Let's see if he stepped out, but they're going to call it a touchdown for Indiana's Charlie Becker on the RPO. Wow. Going to call that a 20-yard receiving touchdown there. Let's see if it stands. Nope, he was out. He was out. That is going to be... Guys, I'll dance for 300 likes. That's what I'll dance for. And he was out of bounds there at the 6. So this is going to be called back, but Indiana's going to have it at their own 6. Yeah, they're reviewing it. It's going to get taken off the board, unfortunately, for the Hoosiers and for Becker. But they're going to have it 1st and 10 inside the 5. It's going to be 1st and goal at the 6 or 5 there. Yep, ruling on the field's touchdown. This will be overturned. It has to be overturned. That's going to be overturned. I think it will be. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But I think he was out there. Really good job on the yards after contact, though, by Becker. Like, not giving up on the play. I mean, my goodness, man. But yeah, I think that's out of bounds. Yeah, they're going to call it out of bounds. Yep, call overturned. It had to be. One of his cleats was clearly out at the 6. One of his cleats was clearly out at the 6. So Miami has a chance to stand here and make it 6-0 or even get a turnover. But it is 1st and goal for Indiana. Wonder if they're going to try to pass it. Wonder if they're going to try to run it. I mean, they've had success running it. Intermittently, of course. It's not been consistent. Black up the middle. Black is going to get pushed forward for about a gain of 2. So that'll be 2nd and goal from the 4 or the 5. Yeah, they're going to down it at the 4.5. So we got a 1.5-yard push there. This is the Miami section of the end zone. This is the Miami section of the end zone there. Tight formations by Indiana. They are going to run it again with Kalon Black. Black's going to get down to the 1. So it's going to be 3rd and goal from the 1. Good yards after contact there by Kalon Black. Like, elite yards after contact there. Miami rotating guys in. They're going to bring in probably a heavy set. Looks like this is going to be an obvious passing situation or an obvious rushing situation for Indiana. And there's a timeout called by Miami. So now you got the chess game here. It's very important that Miami gets a stop. If they allow a touchdown, it's 10-0. That's going to be very hard to recover from if they allow a touchdown. Just by virtue of how this game's gone so far. Like, Indiana's created 2 sustainable drives. Miami has 0. At this point, we're nearing the halfway point of the game regardless. Oh, we got another super chat. Oh, yeah, it's Sam Dance for 100 likes. Thank you again, Hoosier Viking, for the $2 super chat. Guys, I will dance. I will dance for 300 likes. It's going to be pinned. So if you want to see me dance, make sure to like. And I'd appreciate that a lot. Please do that. Hemby has 8 carries for 0 yards right now. That's pretty crazy. 8 carries, 0 yards, man. Like, holy cow. Both punters have actually been averaging over 47 yards per attempt. That's pretty impressive. Mendoza's 11 of 15 for 104 yards. Indiana's leading rushers, Kalon Black, 7 carries, 43 yards, 6.1 yards per attempt. Averaging like 6.1 yards per attempt, close to 3.8 or 4 if you factor out if you factor out the long run. Indiana more than doubling up Miami in total plays right now. They're nearly after this drive's over, they may they're close to tripling them in TOP too. So Indiana once again winning those things. If they get a touchdown here, Miami's going to have to really respond. If Miami forces them to settle for a field goal, then what you will see is Miami has a chance to take a lead, or it's still a one-score game likely entering the half, unless IU continues to get these 3 and outs. Okay, let's see what happens, though. This is probably the final commercial. Yes, it is. So it's going to be 3rd and goal, 6:17 left in the game. Or not the game, sorry, the half. Both teams have two timeouts and the 2-minute warning. Miami called that timeout. Indiana's going to trot out that same exact play. Extra offensive linemen in there. Extra tight ends. They're going to use Nowakowski as a fullback, and Nowakowski is in the end zone for an Indiana touchdown. That's a nice little wrinkle that Indiana has there. They're going to make this 9-0, 1-yard run by Nowakowski. Got good push on the left side of the O-line. He saw it, got in the end zone. Indiana leads 9-0, pending the extra point. 14 plays, 85 yards, 6 minutes, 44 seconds. Another long 6+ minute drive with 12 or more plays. And Radicic's extra point is good, so it is 10-0 Indiana, closing minutes of the second quarter here. Wow. Indiana's going to kick this one off. 6:13 left in the second quarter. Both teams have 2 timeouts. They have the 2-minute warning. Miami will let this one bounce in the back of the end zone for a touchback. That'll make it 1st and 10 from their own 25. Miami needs a response drive here. Needs a response drive. This is going to be a run, guys, for Miami. This is going to be a run. Let's see if Indiana can stop it. It is going to be a run. Fletcher gets maybe 4 or 5 yards on that carry. Yup, 2nd and 5. That was a good run by Miami. Just nice blocking there by that Miami offensive line, one of the largest and best offensive lines in all of college football. This is going to be another run, I believe. Yes, it is. He fell down, would have had the first down if he didn't fall down. I think Isaiah Jones tackled him right before he hit that first down marker. This is going to be 3rd and 1. This is going to be a run for Miami, like, obviously. Except Fletcher does not get it. So it's going to be, that's going to be 4th and 2. They tackled him behind the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 4th down. And I don't know if Miami's going to go for it or not. It looks like they're thinking about staying out there. Yeah, just they couldn't get any push there. I think Cristobal's going to go for it. But yeah, that's a yard loss. It's a 4th and 1.5. Looks like Miami's going to go for it, or at least try to get him off sides. And Fletcher got it. He got it. At least I think. I don't know if he did, but I think he got it. Let's see. I think he got it, but we'll see. They're going to bring out the measuring stick. They're going to label it a first down. Gutsy call there by Mario Cristobal. Very gutsy call there. Let's see if he got it. Yeah, he did. He got it, guys. He got it. Barely. Barely, but he got it. This is going to be another run. Or no, it's going to be a pass. And it is going to be caught inside the 40. So Miami cashes in that 4th and 1 conversion with a catch. Nice throw by Beck. Pass to C.J. Daniels. And now they're approaching possibly field goal range. Really nice pass by Beck there. I think this is going to be a run, but let's see. It is going to be a screen, and Tony gets really nothing. Maybe a yard or 2 or 3. He doesn't get much. Good eye discipline by the Hoosiers there. It's going to be 2nd and long, and I imagine Miami will take this to the 2-minute warning. Yeah, they're going to take it to the 2-minute warning. Yep, 2-minute warning. 2nd and 8 at the Indiana 38. That's where Miami will have the ball. That was a really gutsy 4th and 1 there. Had to have it. They got it. Good for them. Let's see if they can cash it off, though, with a score. Field, like anything here they need. Field goal, touchdown. Preferably a touchdown, but a field goal probably. So, only got 32 minutes in the game left. Indiana's up 10-0 right now. The question is whether or not Miami can cash in a touchdown here or get something on the board. Make sure also, if you want to see me dance towards the end of the video, make sure to get us to 300 likes. 300 likes, and I will dance for the crowd. So even if you're not going to be on the stream for that long, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, make sure to hit the notification bell. Do all those things, and I'll dance at the end, and even, like, just regardless, I appreciate you. Am I behind, guys? Am I behind? Let me know if I'm behind. I hope I'm not, but good chance that I am. Slightly behind 4K. That makes sense. I've used the 4K in regular broadcasts before. The 4K one is like ahead of the regular one. So I'm probably not ahead of most people, but I'm probably up to speed with most, but behind people that have 4K. And I have the 4K stream too, so that way I can watch on multiple devices. It's 2nd and 8, outside the 2-minute warning. Cignetti looks furious still. Perusing and pacing the sidelines. Second and 8 at the 38 for Miami. This is going to be a run by Fletcher, and Fletcher is tackled right at the line of scrimmage, if not in the backfield. So it's going to remain 8 yards till the first down, but this time it's going to be 3rd and 8. They're trying to run it there. Just 70 did not do his job, and D'Angelo Pons got in the backfield there. Just missed assignment there on the blocking for Miami. 3rd and 8. And this is going to be 4th down. 4th and short yet again. Curious to see if Miami calls a field goal or what they do, because 4th and 2, it's not 4th and 1. It's 4th and 2. Maybe you try to get him to jump off sides? Or are they going to call an actual play? It looks as if they're going to call a timeout. That's what it looks like. That's exactly what's going to happen. They're going to call a timeout, probably try a field goal. And then Indiana will have the football with, 38 seconds left. So it's going to be a long one for Carter Davis of 49 yards, approximately. They're going to have him kicking that. If he makes it, huge. If he misses, Indiana has a chance to double dip and make this a 3 or 4 score game. Man, Indiana's defense has just been so good this game. So is Miami's. Both defenses have been really good. Indiana's offense is just better, and we knew that coming in. I've been very impressed with both defenses in this half. So 4th and 2. Big field goal for Carter Davis. I'd say it's lined up well. It's a 50-yarder. He's going to be kicking in the Indiana section. And No good. He missed it. So Miami leaves points on the board and likely is going to lay an over in the first half. That's huge for Indiana. And an unfortunate miss for Carter Davis in Miami. Big miss. I feel for him. Carter Davis this year has been 17 of 23, 1 of 2 from 50 plus. He just pushed it. He almost had it. If it was a 48-yarder, he would have had it, man. He just pushed it. I'm curious to see if Indiana's going to try to be aggressive here and move down the field quickly, or whether or not they're going to just like run it and say, hey, why not? We'll take it into half with the ball. Wow. Let's see what Indiana does. They got the football back. Is it going to be a quick drive? They do run it up the middle. And it looks like Indiana's content going in the half. Is that true? Nope. They're going to try to run another play. Bad clock management by Indiana. And it is caught for a first down. Yeah, that was bad clock management by Indiana there. They take their second timeout with 3 seconds left. They could have had 2 more plays if they managed that better. Rare bad coaching by Indiana. Very, very rare bad coaching. Frankie's made a long of 58 and can kick from 60. Are they going to try him? I don't think so. No, there's no way they're going to try him. That would be a 67-yarder. There's no way he can make that. They're not going to try him. Don't do it. Don't do the Saban thing. Don't do it. Yep, so they're going to try a Hail Mary here, I would expect. They have 5 seconds left. They can probably try a very quick route and try to get to the 40 for Frankie's field goal range. They could hypothetically try that. And incomplete. Miami would have had it as a pick out of the end zone, but it is going to be incomplete. Indiana leads 10-0 at the half. And they get the ball to start second half. Indiana, they, running for 2.9 yards per carry and a touchdown. Miami running for 1.7 yards per carry. No touchdowns. Mendoza's 12 of 17 for 116, 6.8 yards per attempt. And Miami is 6 of 10, 49 yards, 4.9 yards per attempt. Miami has 22 plays. Indiana has 35. And as for the TOP, 18-9 to 11-51. Wow. Wow, oh wow. An Ofer. When was the last time that happened? That's pretty crazy. At half, Indiana's given an 87.8% chance to win, by the way. Wow. Pretty crazy, if I do say so myself. Indiana has the chance to come out and make it a 3-score game out of the half. We're at 149 likes, guys. Before I go get some water and cool down downstairs for 10 minutes, I'll only be off for 10 minutes. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, make sure to hit the notification bell. At 300 likes, I will do a dance on stream. So do all those things. Thank you very much. I get my warm-up dance will be this. Just be stretching my shoulders, cracking my neck. Hopefully you guys can hear that. Yeah, I mean, get us to 300 likes by the end of the stream, guys, and I will do a dance. So I'm going to be right back. Pump those likes up. Hopefully we can get to 200 before the end of the half. I'm going to be right back, guys. Again, we're halfway through this game. Halfway through. Kickoffs, like second half kickoffs probably going to be at 9:30. The game will probably be over at like 11, like right around 11. So please do those things. We'll be right back. Hey, hey guys, welcome back. So, pretty eventful stream. I see we're only 125 away from 300. I see that. So, if you haven't already, guys, like the stream, subscribe, hit the notification bell, do all those things. Really would appreciate it. Um, yeah, we get to 300 likes and I'll do a dance. Please and thank you. Yeah, we're gonna have a kickoff soon. We're past the we're officially past like half the game if you count halftime. Yeah, this has been an awesome season of analysis, guys. The stream's been good, the coverage has been good. Just it's been so wonderful. All in all honesty, it's been wonderful. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, game's gonna be back on soon, and when it is, again, it's 30 minutes of game. It's 30 minutes of game time until Destiny. When the game's back on, because we really in college football have 80 minutes of game if you count halftime. We will be 50 minutes through that 80 minutes. We'll be close to 2/3 the way through. Very close. So I I'm curious to see what adjustments both these teams make. Miami, um Miami needs to sell out to stop the run. It's going to be hard because Mendoza's so accurate and so like great at what he does. And IU's O-line is good enough to where if they don't do that perfectly, they will give up a big play through the secondary. But I think in coverage, their DBs have done an all right job. Their tackling is just suspect. Um, I would say for Indiana, Indiana needs to pass block better. Yeah. So, pretty crazy game so far. It's been good. It's been competitive. More competitive than Alabama, Indiana, more competitive than Indiana, Oregon for sure. So, I'm excited to see what this game looks like. Only 109 likes away from 300, but I'll bring that up when the game's back on and more people are on. I do think for Miami, if you give up a touchdown here, especially if it is a long touchdown drive, you're going to have to change your identity, and that's not going to be good. You are not going to want to change your identity. You're just not going to want to do that. I mean, we've seen it too. They picked up that 4th and 1, went quickly to the line, and that was their only real successful play all day except for the first run. They but then again, I don't know. It's difficult. Indiana's done a really good job like matching them in line yards and pushing them back on O-line. Like Beck is going to have to step up at some point. Miami is not allowed the TFLs that Indiana has, but they also have not allowed, like, Miami is also allowed some bigger runs on third and long, and Miami has not gotten a lot of push up front. Like, Beck is going to have to step up here. They're going to have to step up. Beck is. So, Miami's coming out of the locker room now. When we get back, it will be the third quarter. Will already be the third quarter when after this coming commercial break. See what my friend said. Yeah, it's going to be an exciting second half. What I'm curious to see is if Indiana can come out and score, or if Miami can score. Sounds like the same thing, but it's not. If Indiana can come out and score, even if Miami is able to get points on the board, it's going to be very hard to come back. But if Indiana fails and has to punt, like, Miami's going to have a hard time driving this thing down too. They've scored 0 points, a total of 0 points in 2 quarters. And they've only had 1 drive that resulted, out of their 5 drives, they just had 1 in Indiana territory, and it required a 4th down that was very close and kind of an explosive passing attack. So, like, that's going to be tough. I mean, Miami's had 3 3-and-outs in this game. Indiana's had 1. So, I mean, that, and then you look at third down. Miami is 0 of 6 on third down. Indiana is 4 of 7. How Penn State nearly beat Indiana is they won the third down battle. And they had more total yards. They had more rushing yards. Now, Indiana blew that lead for sure. For sure. But Penn State, because of mainly their running backs, I think is able to operate with a more explosive ground attack than what Miami has. Like, Miami is going to have to get a stop on this initial drive. They're going to have to. Going to have to. And you also don't have the crowd that really helps swing the momentum, where Penn State was mostly Penn State. This is probably slightly a lean Indiana crowd here. So there's just going to have to be some changes for Miami if they want to win this thing, for sure. They're going to have to change some of what they're doing. Beck's going to have to not necessarily be more involved, but Beck is going to have to step up and either make gutsy throws, or they're going to have to find a way to, like, exploit this Indiana defense in one way or another. But I'm excited for this game to get back on. I think at 9:40 is when we're going to have the game back on. There. Okay. Phone's going away for pretty much rest of the game, unless it becomes a, like, decisive victory for either team by the fourth quarter. All right, we're back. We are back. So Indiana will receive this football. Miami's going to kick this one off. This is the start of the third quarter in the national title game. We are 50 minutes of halftime plus game time through. We only have 30 minutes left. All teams have 3 timeouts. We have 2 15-minute quarters remaining. And whoever wins this is going to hoist the trophy. And honestly, you know what? We're going to watch live whoever hoists this trophy. We'll do a live reaction for this game. We'll do a live reaction for it. And then, of course, we're going to have a instant reaction video that will be cut from the live or made separately. That'll definitely be released tomorrow if we're staying to like watch the trophy be hoisted. Indiana's going to let this bounce out of the back of the end zone for a touchback, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Hoosiers, who lead 10-0 in this game. If you're Miami, you need a quick 3-and-out here, and preferably a sack or a turnover of some type. Indiana's been on the field more. They've launched more plays. They've had more successful plays. Let's see what happens. Ruben Bain looks ready. He looks fired up. I would say so far Miami's winning the overall line of scrimmage battle, but Indiana's more physical, and Indiana's been dominating the like quarterback receiver game. Mendoza, this is going to be a run for Kaelon Black. Black is actually able to break a tackle in the backfield to get back to the line of scrimmage, but it is going to be 2nd and 10. So that's a successful play for Miami's defense here. That is a successful play. Got like a half yard of a TFL, could have been a 3-yard TFL or something. So Indiana tries the run. They don't quite get it there. Mendoza back to throw, and he takes a sack. Akeem Mesidor with pressure, and that's going to be like a 3rd and 19, 3rd and 20 for Indiana. So Miami with, so far, the perfect start defensively so far in this game. That's going to be a 3rd and very, very long. Would be shocked if Indiana converts this. Just no one was really open. They're gonna list it 3rd and 17. Likely going to be a 3-and-out for Indiana, but we'll see about that. It is going to be a handoff to Kaelon Black, and I think a face mask got thrown. Yup, face mask. Indiana's going to stay on the field. That was a bad play by Miami there. Or is it going to be a hold? I thought that was a face mask on Miami, but we'll see. Or maybe a face mask on defense. On offense, I mean, for Indiana. What's going to be the call? Yup, face mask on Miami. I thought I saw that the minute it happened. You just, as my friend Baldfather Bet said, if Miami has enough penalties, Indiana's going to win by double digits. You cannot have that. If you tackled that cleanly or let him get an extra 10, it would have been a punt. You just can't do that, man. You cannot do that if you're Miami. That is a huge penalty for Indiana. They get to chew more clock. Miami has to be on the field longer. That probably doesn't help with Miami's emotions, of course. That's big. Now, Indiana still may not get points out of this, but again, you cannot have that. This is going to be a run for Roman Hemby, and Keontae Scott read that immediately on the blitz, and it's going to be another 2nd and 10. Wow. I mean, again, Indiana's trying to run it. They're trying to establish the run. They're not getting much. They are not getting much. Drop back pass for Mendoza. It is going to be a rollout, and Mendoza had someone open, but he missed his shot, and it's going to be an incompletion. It's going to be 3rd and 9. They rolled the pocket there. I mean, Elijah Surratt was open. Or not Elijah Surratt, but it was, I think, Omar Cooper. Yeah, Omar Cooper Jr. was open. He made Keontae Scott fall down. He was open. And Mendoza just didn't see him. Rare miss by Mendoza. It's going to be 3rd and 9 for Indiana. Will they convert this one? Or will Miami get off the field? And Miami gets off the field. They get a sack. 2nd sack. And they're going to get off the field with a punt. If I were Indiana, I may have ran it there. I might have ran it into that light box, but I understand why they didn't. Might have ran it there with the green grass. So Miami makes adjustments, and they get off the field. Indiana's going to punt this football away. And Miami gets great field position, I think, out to the 40, maybe 35. Yeah, they're going to list it at the 38. So Miami with good field position, going to be 1st and 10 at the 38, 11:52 left in the game. And again, Miami gets the necessary stop. Let's see what the Hurricanes do. Oh, nope, of course, commercial. Of course. Got the commercial. Yep, that was the worst case for Indiana, minus the face mask. The face mask gave them, well, that was still a bad net return punt, so really it all evened out. All that did for Indiana was get more plays in and shave like a minute or two off, which probably won't matter. But yeah, that was a bad drive there by Indiana. Very poor drive. And you're welcome, Moody Meatball. I love the streams too. We're only 103 likes away from that 300. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell, please and thank you. Would really appreciate that. Would really appreciate that. So thanks. Let's now see what Miami does if they make any adjustments. Gosh, these commercials are so annoying. Got to 200. 2/3 of the way there to me dancing. And yeah, advantage stock trading. This is the worst offensive line performance by Indiana. Has a lot to do with Miami's defense, and specifically pass rushers. Has a lot to do with that. A whole lot. Let's see if they can score, though. Because if they can't score, Indiana's eventually going to find the end zone again. Or find 3. Like, Miami has to score here. They have to. Have got to score. All right, 1st and 10 for Miami. They start at their own 38 with some of their best field position of the night. Let's see if they can cash it in with a touchdown. They'd have to go 62 yards to get a touchdown. They would probably only have to get 38 yards to get in Carter Davis's effective field goal range. So let's see what they do offensively here. This is going to be a run for Miami, by the way. This is going to be a run. Or a pass because of where the running back is placed. Yup, it is a pass. And that is going to be a 6, maybe 5-yard completion. Good pass from Beck. It's going to be 2nd and 5, maybe 2nd and 4. Yep, 2nd and 5 is what they listed as. Now, this is going to be a run or an RPO. It's going to be run blocking of some type. And Fletcher's gone. He's going to get a touchdown for Miami. So Miami cashes in. They get a long touchdown run. Going to be 10-7 Indiana. But Mark Fletcher with a 57-yard rushing touchdown on the 2nd and 5. Wonderful block there by the right side of that Miami offensive line. Wonderful blocking there. So they get a quick score, big play. Indiana's going to have to get the football back and drive down and probably get a touchdown. Huge play there by Miami. Wow. That's the exact start to the third quarter that they needed. The exact start. That is the exact start to the third quarter they needed. And they needed it quick, too, I think. Because if they made it like a long drive, time, I think, is Indiana's friend still. Since they're in the lead. Yeah, just the blocks gave him time to find a hole and hit the hole for a touchdown. Fletcher now averaging 8 yards per carry. That's the explosive run they have. They're now running better than Indiana when you factor in sacks, when you factor out sacks. So, with 26 minutes left in the game, how does Indiana respond to this? And of course, we got a commercial. Yep, momentum is on Miami's side now, but we got to see how Indiana responds. We'll see. Yeah, how does Indiana respond going to be the big question there. But that was a huge play. Really good run by Miami there. And proving they can get a touchdown does change a lot. That is a huge play for Miami. Huge play. Huge, huge play. Come on, enough with the ads, guys. Enough with the ads. Enough already. Let's get back to the game and see what Indiana can do. All right, and we're back. Hurricanes have momentum. It's 10-7. Indiana still leads, but Miami with that touchdown is all the momentum. It's just a really nice blocked play right there. And yeah, they just couldn't catch him once he got through that hole. So again, we'll see. We'll see how Indiana responds here because it's going to be very interesting. They get a touchdown, they have the momentum back. If they punt or kick a field goal, Miami still has the momentum, I would say. Based on how this game is going, the odds are, I would say, Indiana's probably going to have a 3-and-out here, or they're going to kick a field goal. But we'll see. I mean, one big play can change a game, but if you're Miami, in order to take the lead here, you're probably going to have you probably need to have a sustainable drive. The difference so far is the field goals. That's the difference in this game. So, Miami's going to kick this one off. Indiana will have it, and they're going to let this one bounce out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So if you're Indiana, you've been getting killed in pass protection. Miami has seemed to have adjusted enough to slow down your ground game. Mendoza's going to have to be on point, and for Indiana, because, they're not going to just dominate offensively from here on out, Indiana's defense is going to have to make sure they read those plays properly, that they don't give up, those big plays, that they tackle well. That was just, no one really touched Mark Fletcher there. Mendoza checking the play. Miami stacking the box. This is going to be an RPO look. They're going to hand it off to Hemby. Hemby is going to get through a hole himself, and Hemby stays on his feet, gets out to the 40. So 2 long outside runs. Obviously, Indiana's didn't go for a touchdown, but Miami's did. That's a good start for Indiana. Gain of 15. Nice blocking on the outside there, too. But can they pay it off? Can they get a field goal? Can they get a touchdown? What will happen? How will Indiana respond is key. It's going to be another RPO. Hemby pulls defenders through, gets a gain of 5. Gain of 5, so it will be 2nd and 5. Oh, they're going to label it 2nd and 4, actually. Or 2nd and 6. Got a 4-yard gain. Only 25 minutes left in the game total, guys. It's close, it's competitive, it's 10-7. This will be another run for Hemby. Hemby gets down for another gain of 4. It's going to be 3rd and 2. Oh, they're going to label it 3rd and 3, actually. That's a big difference there. 3rd and 2, I trust Indiana to reliably run and convert it. 3rd and 3, we'll see. What will Indiana do here? Will they run it? Will they throw it? They're going to pass it. And it's caught, but fumbled. And they're going to label it incomplete. So it is going to be 4th and 3, and Indiana's going to punt this ball back to Miami. Wow. Rare moment where Surratt just didn't catch it. Yeah, that's an incomplete pass. Wow. Should have been a conversion. Perfect throw by Mendoza. Surratt just not focused, didn't bring it in. He would have had it. And now that's going to be a punting situation for Indiana back to a Miami offense that just scored a touchdown. Wow. That's big. And Tony is going to fair catch it at the 11. Wow. You know, nice drive there by Indiana. They failed on the... Yeah, you were going to get a commercial break here, unfortunately. Nice drive by Indiana. They just failed on that quick pass. It was a rare miss. Rare miss. Momentum totally in Miami's favor now, but can they get the ball down quickly again? They only have had 4 first downs in this game. And Indiana is still trending towards winning the time of possession battle, winning the total plays battle as well. So I'm curious what we see. Wow. Yeah, we're going to see, man. We're going to see. Only 90 likes away from 300 where I will be doing a dance, by the way. So please, make sure you do that. Make sure you do that dance. Yeah, that was wow for Indiana. Like, nice punt. You've pinned him deep. But man, gotta have that on 3rd and 3, and you just miss it. Gotta have it. Wow. Come on, enough with the ads already. About halfway through the 3rd quarter. It is 10-7 Indiana. Miami with the momentum. Wow. It's a competitive game, guys. It's close, it's competitive. Indiana's still given a 71.7% chance to win this game, but Miami has the momentum here for sure. If you're Indiana, you'd like to get a quick stop, if not even a turnover, which Miami's done a pretty good job of preventing right now. They've lost the penalty battle, and that's honestly probably the reason why Indiana's in the lead. These teams have been very evenly matched here. 9:02 left in the game. Miami has the momentum. They got to feel confident in their game plan right now. They just need to get down there and tie that game or take that lead. They need it, and need it badly. Think this is going to be a run, but we'll see. Yup, it is going to be a run. Fletcher's gain tackled at the line of scrimmage. No gain. Or maybe a gain of 1 is what they call it. Second and 9. I would expect this to be a pass based on the formation, but it could be a run, it could be some RPO. No, it is going to be a throw, and it is going to be dropped incomplete by Tony, low throw by Beck. It'll be 3rd and 9. This is a passing situation for sure. Curious if they try a screen, what they do. Really test Indiana's eye discipline here. It is going to be a standard zone, and it is dropped. Jamari Sharp in coverage. They were looking for CJ Daniels. Miami's going to have to punt this ball away with very sticky coverage there. So Indiana gets their 3 and out. And Beck on the day is 7 of 13 for 54 passing yards. Jonathan Brady will be back deep to return it. Beck doing a good job not throwing interceptions. He has not made an errant throw yet. In part because, A, he's not under pressure, and Miami's been in this game pretty much the whole time. And he shanked it, I think. Yeah, Indiana's going to have good field position at their own 43 at 1st and 10. So not really a shank, but not an awesome punt either. It's going to be like a net of 40. Maybe 41, 39. I will read 16 Pizzas, your $10 super chat at the next break. For Indiana, this is a chance to respond and retake the double-digit lead. You're halfway through the 3rd quarter. You have the entire 4th quarter left to go. Outside of one big play, Miami really has not been able to move the football. What will happen? Another 3 and out? Another punt? Score? A turnover? We'll see. And a sack. 8-yard sack. Miami is getting pressure, and they're doing a good enough job with coverage discipline to force Mendoza to stay in that pocket a long time. Good job by Mendoza there to not let go of that football and, prevent a turnover. He lost it temporarily, but then quickly regained it. It was Akeem Mesidor with the sack. Miami still with all the momentum in the world. It is going to be a run for Kalon Black. Black breaks multiple tackles and gains 8. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage there. Or a little bit short, I would say. They listed as 3rd and 12. It's more like 3rd and 11. Less than 7 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Game pretty equal. Both these teams pretty equal. Miami dominating D-line to O-line. Run to the left? No, they're going to try to be gap sound here. Mendoza, back to pass, and dropped by Surratt, no flag. It will be 4th and 12. He's just not had his A game today, and Indiana's going to have to punt this football back. He's had 2 drops, very uncharacteristic of him. Let me quickly get to the super chat. Oh, get over. No, I don't want that. Come on. And Signetti is pissed. Very, very pissed. All right. Well, 16 pizzas. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Really appreciate it. Tony is not going to call for a fair catch, but he is going to be brought down inside the 10. And Miami will have to drive it 96 yards to take the lead. And 66 to get a score. Thank you, 16 pizzas, for the $10 super chat. Just dropping in to say Sam is the best. Got friends over so can't watch live. Go Hoosiers. Build the Signetti statue. Yeah, agreed. Even if they lose this game, build that statue. And we're going to have a commercial break here, unfortunately, which sucks, but they got to max in those commercials. Thank you for the $10. Really appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. Okay, we are only 84 likes away from 300. Let's get to 300 before the end of the game. Like this video up and subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, comment your thoughts down below. Would really appreciate it. Really would appreciate it, guys. Wow. 10:06. Again, this game's probably going to end at 11:15, I would venture. I mean, if we keep seeing these 3 and outs, it might push until 11:30. But there's a, good chance there's a good chance someone here starts to get a long drive going. Like Indiana's had 2 long drives. Could have had 3 if they caught that 3rd and 3. Miami's had 1 big play. That's pretty uncharacteristic of both these teams. I would expect at some point someone's going to garner a long drive together. At some point. Yep. We are basically 20 minutes away from crowning a national champion. It's essentially like 20 game minutes away. A little over that, like 21 minutes, 24 seconds. So we'll see. We will see. This is the final game again of the 2025 regular season. Final game. My heart's already racing. It's racing. It's a racing. All right, game should be back on any minute. I hate all the commercial breaks. I'm hoping that this is the last one. Hoping that this is the last one of the 3rd quarter, but I can't count on that. Cannot count on that, man. Okay, 1st and 10 for Miami. 6:24 left in the game. "21 minutes and 24 seconds until destiny, ladies and gentlemen. That long until destiny. And Miami, if they want to score a touchdown, has 94 yards to go. This is going to be a run. Can almost count on it being a run. And it is a run for about 4, maybe 5 yards. I'd probably list it at 4 myself. Yep, they're going to spot it as 4. No, 3. They're going to spot it as 3. So it is 2nd and 7. This is going to be a pass. If you go quick tempo, probably going to be a screen, but you do never know. Up, incomplete pass. He threw it behind his man. Looking for Keelan Marion right there. Did a little unique formation, quick up to the line. It's going to be 3rd and 7. Beck's been well protected. IU has not sent a ton of pressure there. Isaiah Jones nearly had the interception. That was his first errant throw of the day. Let's see if they can convert this, though. This is an obvious passing situation. They're probably not going to run it here. I mean, maybe they will to get better field. And 4th down. It's going to be 4th and 2. Good tackle by Indiana. Miami's going to have to punt this football back. Or maybe they're going to go for it. No, they're going to list... Yeah, they're going to list it as 4th and 1. Yeah, Miami. Yeah, you got to punt this if you're Miami. Your defense has put Indiana in a blender. If you get it, you're not guaranteed to score. If you don't, Indiana's probably guaranteed to score. You need to keep this within 2 possessions and hope that, end of the game or well before then you can even take the lead. And Indiana blocked it for a touchdown. Holy moly. Holy cow. I was not expecting that. Wow. Wow. That is insane. That was Michael Kamara who blocked the punt. Holy cow, man. That's crazy. That is insane, man. That is so insane. And Isaiah Jones recovered it in the end zone for a touchdown. Wow. (17-7). Indiana gets 7 points off a blocked punt, and we only have 20 minutes in the game left. Both teams fighting for a chance at destiny. Wow. Yup, clean block. IU special teams, man. It's one of the best special teams units in all of America. And with how the offense has been playing, you definitely wanted that if you're Indiana. You take that 10 times out of 10 with how the offense has been playing. And Cignetti's not even smiling. I wouldn't be if I were him either. It's only a 2-score game. You got to get another 3 and out here. You got to get another 3 and out. But yeah, all the momentum's with IU now. With blocked punts, it's very hard to win if you get a punt blocked. And Miami's going to have this ball at their own, I believe, 18? Yup, 18 or 19 yard line is where they're going to have the ball. So they're going to have to go 81 yards to... They're going to have to go 81 yards for a touchdown. They're going to have to go 51 yards to get in field goal range. Exactly 20 minutes in game left to go. Carson Beck, based on what I'm seeing in the pre-snap read, this will be a run, based on what I'm seeing. Nope, it's going to be a play action. Beck under duress. Beck is going to try to get this one off to Fletcher. Fletcher is able to get a 7-yard gain. So it's going to be 2nd and short. 2nd and 3. No, they're going to label it 2nd and 2, actually. This is going to be a run for sure. And why did the camera go out? Please tell me why the camera went out. I'm based on this run that's going to be it. Nope. Oh, wow. I'm shocked that was not a touchdown. I am seriously shocked that was not a touchdown. Holy mackerel. I am stunned that was not a score. It is going to be 1st and 10. So Miami has it 1st and 10 at their own 36. They do not go 3 and out here. It's a fake toss. And it is incomplete. Pons hit Bauman hard, and it's going to be 2nd and 10. This Indiana defense, man, is just, it's so vicious. It is a vicious, vicious unit. I mean, that was just a punishing throw. Punishing hit on Bauman. That's not targeting either. He turned to hit him. Imagine this is going to be a run for Charmar Brown. Brown is able to get through a hole, but only pick up really 4. So it is going to be, I would say, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6. Miami, they're actually going to list it maybe 3rd and 7. Miami's doing a good job here, running better than they were in the first half. Showing D'Angelo Pons here. This might be a run. It might be a run. They might run it here. Nope. Going to be a pass. Beck is going to scramble. Beck is going to try to make something happen. It is caught downfield by Daniels. Nice throw, nice maneuvering in the pocket by him, nice pass blocking. And Miami picks up a 3rd and long. So now they're in a position to make this a game. Really good, clean pocket there. Nice maneuvering by Beck. They're going to sub CJ Daniels out. I mean, they've had really 3 big plays this game. 2 of them pass, 1 of them run. Really nice throw and job there by Carson Beck. Would guess this is a run, but we'll see. Nope. Might be a screen, though. And what happened? Did they label him down? Like behind? Did he fall? I think that's what happened. Yeah, he was down. He caught it and then yeah, oh, that's on Beck. That's on Beck for throwing that behind. That would have been a 15-yard pickup, if not maybe a score, but he fell down and it's going to be 2nd and 9 at the 34. Would guess run. Nope, it's going to be an RPO. Malachi Toney down to the 11. It seems like Miami's figured out Indiana's defense just a little bit. That's probably putting it lightly. Yeah, just nice downfield blocking. Miami's really starting to get that offense rolling. We got 16 minutes of game time left, and Miami has completed a very masterful drive in response to that blocked punt. Would guess run here. Have no idea, though. That's what it's going to be. It is going to be a run. It's going to be a gain of possibly 4, definitely 3. They're going to list it as a gain of 3. So it will be 2nd and 7. This will probably be the final play of the third quarter. Probably be the final play. Would guess this is going to be a pass. And it is going to be a run. I was incorrect there. They do get a long run. It is going to be 3rd and short at the end of the third quarter. So Miami is driving. In response to the blocked punt, it is 17-7, end of third quarter. They're doing a really good job, trying to respond here. They now have outgained Indiana in total yards, which is just mind-boggling and crazy, to say the least. All right, another $10 super chat. Yup, 16 Pizza Sam is the GOAT livecast. His spider charts are the best. # Indiana. I will say here, if Indiana wins this game, I was wrong on why. I did think that they would, be the substantially better team here. I don't know if I can say they're better on this given day. I don't know if I can say that. I think they've been more fundamentally sound, but Miami has made this a fight, and they can win, for sure. If you're Miami, this is something I'm thinking of. If you're Miami here, do you go for this if you don't get it? Or do you settle for 3? I'm a little bit curious about that. Like, what happens? Well, we're through 3 quarters. Miami has not tied or taken a lead yet, but it looks like they're about to gain momentum back if they can cash this in for a touchdown. If they can do that, then they're easily back in it. Okay, we'll take this down. Thank you again. 16 pizzas for the $10 super chat. Wow. I will say for Miami has played the almost perfect game in the sense that they have not had any turnovers or near turnovers yet. They have the one missed field goal, but it's beyond 50. They've played a better game relative to their ceiling and average play than IU has. And that's very concerning if you're Indiana. If you're Indiana, you're blessed that Miami's outgained you in total yards and they probably won the third quarter, but you got a punt block for a touchdown that definitely gave you insurance. So, with 15 minutes left until the national champion is crowned, will Miami get this in? Will they score a touchdown? I'm pretty confident they will. I mean, Beck has been on target so far. I imagine based on the look they're giving, I mean, this probably should be a run, but we'll see. Yup, they're going to get a touchdown. Nice fake by Miami. They run it in for a touchdown on 3rd and 1. It's 17-14 pending the extra point for the Hurricanes. Indiana is going to get this football back, and they're going to have to respond here because Miami has responded. So this is a very competitive, close game. There was 10 plays, 81 yards, 5 minutes and 7 seconds right there. And Miami has broken 100 yards rushing. They're outrunning Indiana. They're doing a pretty good job here. If you're Indiana, you got to respond with a good drive of your own. There's a nice fake there. They got Indiana with motion there. They got him. And this is anyone's ball game right now. It is anyone's ball game. Credit to Cristobal, credit to that Miami staff with a good game plan. Let's see what Indiana can do in response. Both teams have 3 timeouts, both of the 2-minute warning. We have 14 minutes and 57 seconds left of game time. Miami regained the momentum after Indiana had it with the blocked punt. And Miami finally had a sustainable drive there against this Indiana defense. Let's see. Let's see who comes out on top with it. Indiana's going to let this ball bounce in the back of the end zone for a touchback. They'll have it 1st and 10 at their 25. Wow. What a game. Been very back and forth, very competitive again. Miami has never led. They haven't tied after Indiana's first score, but they very much have been winning this second half. They've actually been, I would say, dominating the second half so far. Curious to see what Indiana will do here. Fourth quarter. And it's a tight game for the national championship. Let's see what happens. And Kaelon Black gets a gain of 2, maybe 3 on the ground, so it will be 2nd and long. Indiana's just looking for that big touchdown run that Miami was able to generate. That's the majority of Miami's yards there. If you take that out of the equation, both teams have been running similarly. Miami just had the breakaway run. If you're Indiana, you're looking for a breakaway play of some type that can help you gain the lead. Mendoza going to be back to pass. Kaelon Black bursts through a hole, is able to pick up a 1st down. So they run it again, and they get a 1st down there. Good gain by Kaelon Black. They're going to mark him down at the 40. It's going to be a gain of 13. Just nice, again, breakaway tackles there. Indiana's done the better job of breaking tackles in this game. And nice pass break up there by Ethan O'Connor. Could have been picked if he read it earlier. And it will be 2nd and 10 for Indiana. Just RPO there. Wanted to get there. They've gotten Miami on some of those plays. And O'Connor just with a really good job of breaking up. That could have been a pick. Mendoza knows it too. He knows it. And Omar Cooper Jr. breaking tackles. And Cooper gets a 1st down on a screen RPO. Indiana now in Miami territory. They're at the 41. Nice play there. Nice downfield blocking, too. Really nice downfield blocking there. 13 minutes left. Do or die time for either team. I would expect this to be a run. Mendoza is just going to have to get back to the line of scrimmage there. A little bit of a busted play. Nothing was open. Actually, he picks up a few. Picks up like 1, maybe 2. It's going to be 2nd and 9. Yeah, just immediate pressure by Bain. Good job by Mendoza to elude it and just make sure to not take the sack. He's been having an off game, but considering how much he's been pressured, he's doing an all right job. This is going to be a run for Roman Hemby and for Indiana. They're going to get down to the 37, 38 maybe. So this will be 3rd and 6, maybe 3rd and 5. They're going to label it 3rd and 5. Huge opportunity to get off the field for Miami. Big opportunity to extend this drive and get closer to field goal range if you're Indiana. Huge play. Massive play. Is going to be a drop back pass for Mendoza. Mendoza going deep, and it is incomplete. He was very off his target there. It's going to be 4th and 5. Now, if you're Indiana, do you punt? Do you go for it? Do you send out the field goal unit? What do you do? It looks like they're going to go for it. Very risky decision to go for this, but it might be the one that ultimately pays off. Oh, yep, they're going to go for it. Let's see. This might be the game here. This might decide it. And Indiana's going to call their first time out of the game, or of the half. Yeah, this is a pretty big play for Indiana here, and for Miami. You're not quite in field goal range. You're not. Wow. Guys, we have new concurrent viewers, okay? So I want you all to like this and make sure we get to 300 likes so I can do a dance. We're only 64 likes away. It'd be huge for the channel if we can get that many likes. Wow. Only 56 likes away, guys. Only 56 likes away, now 55. We'll do a dance at 300 at the end of the game. Because this isn't going to be a blowout either way unless one team melts down within the next 5 minutes. It's not going to be. All right, man. Can't wait for this game to be back on. They're showing the Northern Lights. It is 4th and 5 at the Miami 38. You're taking a big risk here if you're Indiana. They are going to go for this. National title on the line. $11:28 left in the game. Mendoza, drop back pass. He's going to go deep. And it's caught by Charlie Becker. Inside the 20. So 1st and 10 for Indiana. This does not guarantee a score. That was an NFL catch too. But it does guarantee more times off the clock, and Indiana likely is going to at least get a field goal here. But we'll see. We shall see. Indiana converts a 4th down in the same way that Miami did earlier in the game. They are going to run this with Kalon Black. Black plows past the 15 down to the 13, maybe 14. That's going to be probably 2nd and 5, 2nd and 6. They're going to label it 2nd and 5. They are going to run it with Kalon Black. Black is going to push forward for maybe a yard. It's going to be 3rd and maybe 3rd and 5 again, possibly 3rd and 4. Under 10 minutes left, ladies and gentlemen. Under 10 minutes. They're going to label it 3rd and 5 again. Drop back pass, Mendoza, and it is incomplete. So it will be 4th and 5. Indiana will bring out the field goal unit to try to make it a 20-14 game. Or are they going to go for it? Are they going to go for it? Really? Nah, man, that's not the right decision to go for it here. Unless you think you can get them off sides. Yep, they're going to bring on the field goal unit. Yeah, that's not the right decision, man, to go for it. And Indiana's going to spend their 2nd timeout. Signetti is not happy. Not happy with his team at all. Really angry with them. Miami is now, whether they win or lose, they've locked up TOP. They're probably going to lock up 1st downs. Both teams are tied at 4th down. Honestly, they've been playing very similarly. Miami's just one line of scrimmage. Indiana's one outside. So what's Signetti going to do? Is he going to trust his defense? I mean, you go up by 3 here. Wow. So they are going to go for it. Or at least they might try to get them off sides. I don't know, though. Like, this is a gutsy call. I don't know if I like this one. I do not know if I like this one. Do not know if I like this one at all. They are going to go for it. They are going to snap it. Mendoza's going to keep it. And Mendoza is going to get into the end zone for a touchdown. Holy mercy. Wow. And he got in the end zone on that 4th and 5. It's going to be 23-14 there. Huge play. 2 4th down conversions. The Heisman winner shows his gutsiness. And Indiana crossed 100 rushing yards on that drive alone. They crossed 100. I mean, holy moly. Miami now has to respond. They have to respond. You're down 24-14. Gotta respond here. And Indiana has that momentum right back. And we take a timeout. Holy cow, guys. That was just insane. There's no dance like a Sam dance. Thank you, Hoosier Viking, for the $2 super chat. Really appreciate you. Yeah, guys, we're only 36 likes away. Only 36 likes away from 300. Only 36 likes away from 300. Wow. And Indiana's up by 10 yet again. Holy cow, man. That's insane. You know, Miami's winning EPA per play. They're winning the per play battle. The difference is Indiana just has way more plays than they do. So Indiana has 60 plays and Miami has 40. Like, that's the difference. Has been Indiana's had more sustainable drives, they've tackled better, and they blocked the punt. That's the difference. Outside of that, these teams have been pretty much identical. Yeah, what coaching by Curt Cignetti there. Holy moly. That also means Indiana's scored at least once every quarter now. 3 touchdowns, 1 defensive, a field goal. I mean, just holy cow, man. Insane. If you're Miami, you can still run with 3 timeouts, but another long drive, and this is getting kind of crazy. I will say that. What a Heisman moment by Mendoza there. Absolute Heisman moment by him. He still has negative rushing yards, by the way. Still has negative rushing yards. Wow. That's just crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. We are 9 minutes, by the way, and 18 seconds from destiny for either of these teams. Pressure's on Miami to respond. Will they? Well, we'll find out here. And this kick is going to bounce in the back of the end zone. Nope, it's actually not going to. Miami's going to bring this one out, and there will be a flag. Imagine that's going to be on Miami, but we'll see. We'll see what the flags are in just a minute. There's Alex Mirabal. He looks so small among the offensive linemen, but he's such an awesome O-line coach. There were 2 flags thrown. I'm curious if they cancel each other out or, what happens. Holding on Miami. Is there another flag? No. So they're gonna have to drive like 90 yards to get a touchdown and 60 to get a field goal. Wow. 12 likes away from a dance. 12 likes away. It's going to have to be Carson Beck. Miami is going to have this football at their own 9-yard line. Actually, they're going to list it at the 8. They're going to have to go 92 yards to score. All 3 timeouts in the 2-minute warning. They can go on a long drive here, quickly get the football back. It's going to be a play action for Beck. Beck is going to get pressured. Tony is able to break a few tackles, and instead of picking up a safety, he's going to get a second down. It's going to be a 9-yard pass by Beck. He was under duress. Just couldn't quite get to him, and Miami's going to go quickly. This is going to be a run for Mark Fletcher. Fletcher gets a first down, but not by much. It's going to be a 3-yard gain. So the chains are moved. 1st and 10 from the 20. And we broke 300, so a dance we will have. We'll have a dance, guys. This is where you earn your money. If you're either one of these teams, this is where you earn it. Beck, back to throw. The screen is initially red. He has all day to throw, and it is going to be incomplete. They only brought 3, looking for Keelan Marion. It's going to be 2nd and 10. Indiana just does not want to send any pressure because I don't think they have faith that they're going to get to Beck. This is probably 4th down territory for every drive with Miami. 4th down territory. This is going to be a pass, I think. Yeah, I think this is going to be a pass. But maybe it won't. Yup, it's going to be a pass. Beck is going to go deep. And it is dropped. Incomplete. Keelan Marion, he had that football, nearly caught it, hit the ground, though. It's going to be 3rd and 10. Wow. And they targeted Pons, but Pons tried to play it well as best as he could. Marion had a height edge on him, but the ball touched the ground. Incomplete. So it's 3rd and 10 for Miami. This is just a huge, huge conversion. Because, you know, you could go for it here. But if you go for it here and fail, the game's over. And your defense has still played well, all things considered. And looks like there's going to be a false start. So they're going to move this football back. That's a false start on Miami. It's going to be 3rd and 15. Will Beck convert this? And if you're Indiana, you got to pay attention to a screen here. But it looks like Indiana's going to sim pressure or something. Yup, they're going to sim pressure. And they're going to pick up that first down. And move the chains. Nice post, I think, by Alex Bauman. Beck reading the zone, found the hole in it, and they extend the drive. 1st and 10 from their 36. Beck, back to pass. Wide open, the ref got in front of him. It looks like Tony is going to have a touchdown here. No. But Miami driving very quickly. They're getting in Indiana territory. And Beck just has all day to throw. I mean, that's the difference. He has a clean pocket. He can step up whenever he wants to. This is going to be 1st and 10 at the Indiana 22. 7 minutes left in the game. Good things don't come easy. Both of these teams understand that. This is probably going to be a pass, given the placement of the running back. It will be. This will be a throw. Beck with all kinds of time, and it's just dropped. So it's going to be 2nd and 10. Beck has been playing really well in this game. Just off the hands of Fletcher. No Indiana defender near it, though, so it's not going to be a pick. Second and 10. Indiana 22. They are going to run it with Tony. Tony is going to get in the end zone. Touchdown, Miami. They got Indiana again with motion. This has been one of Indiana's least disciplined games that I've seen. And Malachi Toney with the 22-yard rushing touchdown, and Miami is right back in this thing, tying it up with a long run in the end around. Now Indiana will have a chance to respond. Nice play by Malachi Toney. (24-21). Malachi Toney drive right there. 6:37 left in the game. Wow. And we're probably going to hit a commercial break here, I would imagine. But we'll see. That was the ideal drive, I would say, for Miami. You got the ball quickly. You now have time to probably run your normal offense if you get a quick 3 and out. Yup, we got a commercial break. Yeah, it's just they're getting Indiana with misdirection and stuff, and it's just poor eye discipline by the Hoosiers so far, and really like good blocking by Miami, especially with, you know, pass blocking, but also on like those end arounds and stuff. They've done a good job blocking on the outside with runs. For if you're Indiana, this is a Fernando Mendoza special right here. Can you go down? Can you get a drive going, burn some time off, kick a field goal? What can you do? Because Miami's figured out your defense now. They aren't even running it all that much, and they figured you out. So if you're the Hoosiers, you're playing a very dangerous game here. Very, very dangerous game. But if you're Miami, you've never led, and every time you've responded, Indiana has responded. So you need a 3 and out here, and then after the 3 and out, you need that long score. Yeah, would love to see how this game ends. Yeah, what a game indeed. What a game. So we are going to have 6 minutes and 32 seconds left. Oh, they counted that as a pass. That's odd that Carson Beck is the first pass touchdown of the game. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, but let's see what happens here. Yup, game's back. Difference right now is really the blocked punt. Indiana only has a timeout and the 2-minute warning. So you need to go down that field, chew clock. If you're Indiana, at least get a field goal, but preferably you'd want to get a touchdown because you are not able to pressure Beck, and Miami realizes this, and they just need to let the routes develop. Beck is all day to throw. Indiana will let this one bounce out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Miami now with the momentum. Oh. Faked a gunshot to one of Indiana's players' heads. Wow. Yeah, Miami getting feisty on the field. Mendoza seems pretty pumped though. So 6:37 before a legend is made by either team or either coach. What's it going to be? No turnovers yet in this game so far, except for maybe the Miami missed field goal. You could maybe count that. Imagine Indiana's going to want to run this thing here. And they will. They do want to run it. Hemby's going to get maybe 3 or 4 yards. They're going to give him 3. Wow, it's getting so close, guys. I bet you this game ends at I bet you this game in real life goes on for like maybe 11, maybe like 20 more minutes. Indiana's just trying to bleed that clock, man. They do get it off. Hemby is going to pick up another gain of 3, so it will be 3rd down and like medium. They're going to list it, I think, as 3rd and 5. Pretty obvious passing situation if you're Indiana. Does not bode well for what Miami has had in the pass rush. And Miami in that sideline and Cristobal look very confident. They're going to list it as 3rd and 4. Will this be a 3 and out for Indiana? Or will their defense be able to rest for a little bit longer? Because Miami has figured out that defense, to be frank. Deep drop back throw. It's going to be caught by Omar Cooper. Omar Cooper picks up a 1st down, gets out of bounds. They rolled Mendoza out there. They're rolling the pocket to compensate for that pass rush. And they're able to get out to the 45, pick up a 1st down. And now the clock is under 5 minutes left. Indiana will probably snap this with like 4:30 left on the play clock, 4:31. Imagine Indiana's going to try to run this thing. They will. Kalon Black is able to find a little bit of a crease and get a gain of 5. So it will be 2nd and 5. Wow, just absolute craziness that we're seeing here. Clock's under 4 minutes. Imagine they're going to snap it with like 3 minutes, 50 seconds left on the play clock. It is going to be a blitz, and they get in the backfield for a loss. Ruben Bain Jr. on that play. It's a TFL. It's going to be 3rd and 7. So Miami is probably going to get this football back. It's just nice job, guessing run. They got it. It's going to be 3rd and 7. Can Indiana pick up another 3rd down? That's going to be the question. Checking the protection, checking the play. It's going to be a drop back pass by Mendoza. He's looking for Charlie Becker, and Becker catches it. Holy cow. Holy moly. 1st down on a 3rd and 10. And now Miami's going to have to start using timeouts. Wow. Just contested catch there. Becker has been an elite contested catch player. Ethan O'Connor was on him too. Mendoza, they're going to run it, and Roman Hemby is going to get out of bounds, pick up a 1st down. Indiana comfortably in field goal range. This will take us to the 2-minute warning. Nice run there by Indiana. And now if you're Miami, you're going to have to think about using your timeouts. Two-minute warning. And it is going to be 1st and 10 for Indiana inside of the... Yeah, they're inside the 20. They're going to be at the 14. Wow. 2 minutes left to go, guys. And really, I think what it's come down to, if Indiana wins this, it's going to be about how Mendoza made clutch plays, and their rushing offense was good enough to keep Miami's defense honest. That's honestly what it's going to come down to. If Indiana wins. If Miami wins, it's going to be about that offensive line protecting Beck. Wow. 2 minutes away from history, guys. 2-minute warning is past us. Miami's probably going to have to use all 3 of their timeouts to get the football back. Wow. Yeah, I mean, right now, 67 plays for Indiana and only 48 for Miami. Wow. What a game, guys. What a freaking game. And we'll dance at the end of the stream. We will dance at the end of the stream. I promise you that. And again, guys, after the game, we'll stay live. We'll talk about the game in just a live setting because this is a special night. We'll probably be live like after the game for 30 minutes or an hour. Don't know if I'll do like my video instant reaction during that time or if I'll just wait until after the game. But what a game this has been. Like, seriously, man, what a game. What a game. So it's 1st and 10 for Indiana. 2 minutes left. They are at the Miami. I forget what down and distance it is. But Indiana has this thing. Okay, so I lied. I thought it was inside the 20. It's not. It's at the 23. 2 minutes until destiny. If you're Miami, if you're going to give up a first down here, you want to give it up on the... Like, you want to give it up now. You don't want to give it up after you've already used a timeout. They are going to run it with Roman Hemby, and Hemby is going to pick up a first down. And Miami calls their first timeout. Really good blocking there by Indiana up front. Miami's going to have to use, it's going to be 2nd and 1. Miami's going to have to use their first timeout. That's probably ideal if you're Indiana. Because if you can pick this up, the game's almost over, practically. If you can pick that up and make it first down. It's close to being over. Not exactly over, but close. Second and 1 for the Hoosiers. Hoosiers now with 130 yards, and they're averaging over 3 yards per carry. That's counting even, like, the sacks taken against Mendoza. So on the day, they've been averaging, like, 4 per pop, which is what they needed to win this game. You know, they need that rushing attack to come alive. Miami takes its first timeout. Minute 56 till destiny. Indiana has 1 timeout. Miami is 2. Pick up a first down here. Doesn't quite seal it, but is very close to sealing it. What's going on? Oh, they're just signaling the play-in. Got 500 concurrent viewers. Hopefully all of you can stay around for the live reaction that we have. Let's see what Miami is able to do up front defensively, because you know they're going to run it here. And there is a flag. Looks like it's going to be a false start. That's huge for Miami. Absolutely massive for the Hurricanes. Absolutely massive. So it's going to be 2nd and 6. Yup, 65 got a little bit of a lean. You just can't have that. That's Carter Smith, the left tackle. And obviously Kurt is furious. Miami going to stack the box here, or will they? Hemby is going to plow forward for a gain of maybe 2. Miami's going to call its second time out of the game. Going to be 3rd and probably 4, maybe 5. Yep, they're going to list it 3rd and 5. $151 left. 151 till destiny. And after this play, like right after this play, the timeouts are going to be over. And that will write it. 5 yards to go to determine if Miami is in this game. If Indiana picks up a first down here, the game is effectively over. Let's see what Indiana does. It's been a close game. It's been a competitive game. It's been a wonderful game. Mendoza is back there with Black. Will they run it? Are they going to throw it? They are going to run it. Black is not going to get there. So it's going to be 4th down, and they're going to pick up about a yard. So it will be, 4th and... I mean, that false start was huge by Indiana. If Miami wins, it's going to be because of that false start right there. And Miami calls all of its timeouts. It's 4th and 4. What a game this has been. Nope, they're going to kick the field goal. Indiana's going to kick this field goal to try and make it a full 1 score, force Miami to have to go down and get a touchdown to win. So barring a pick 6, Miami's guaranteed to cover. Radicic's field goal is good. We have 1:42 left in the game. Indiana leads 27-21. Given a 91.3% chance to win according to ESPN's FPI. That's what they have. Will it be enough? We'll see. We have no timeouts remaining in this game for Miami. We have 1 remaining for Indiana. Let's watch history be made, ladies and gentlemen. This has been a competitive game. It's anyone's ball game. If you're Miami, you got to go down there and you got to score a touchdown. $142 left. Yeah, this guys, this game's going to be over at like 11:20. We have 11 more minutes of like live hours before this game begins. And they're going to kick it off. and it will be, and Miami will let it bounce in the end zone for a touchback. They have a minute 42 to drive down, get a touchdown, take the lead by 1. That's what they have. Indiana has not gotten pressure on them pretty much all day long. So this is the drive that determines it. Miami scores a touchdown here. They win. Or most likely win. Indiana gets a stop. Well, they definitely win. Let's see what happens here. And looks like there's going to be a delay of game on Miami. It'll set him back. So it'll be 1st and 15 from the 20. And obvious passing situations here for the Canes. If you're Indiana, you know it's going to be a pass unless Beck scrambles. One minute 42 to determine greatness. For all of America. Beck, under duress, Beck is going to take a sack. Or did he get the ball out first? Let's see. They're going to rule it an incomplete pass. Yup, he threw it forward while he was going down. 2nd and 15. Indiana looks like they're going to bring some pressure again. They are. The stunt nearly gets there, and that was almost an interception by Indiana. Minute 32 left. There is a flag, though. Is it going to be PI on Indiana? Or where's the flag going to be called? Oh, I think they got him for holding. Nope. Roughing the passer. That is a huge penalty. Huge penalty on Indiana. Huge penalty. Wow, that's bad. And yeah, that is probably roughing the passer. Cannot do that if you're the Hoosiers. Just can't do it. Indiana has not gotten a stop in the entirety of the 4th quarter. Let's see if they can get one here. First and 10 from the 35. Beck. Back to throw. He's going to get it out. And that will be caught, and Miami will have a first down there. Looks like Miami, if I'm being honest looking at this, I think Miami's probably going to get, they're probably going to get the touchdown here. Just based on how they're driving. And that was caught. It's going to be 2nd down, though, for Miami. With about a minute left. 2nd and 3. Beck, back to pass. It is going to be a quick pass. It is going to be caught for a first down. Miami doing a really good job moving the football here. If you're Indiana, you need a sack, you need a takeaway, you need something. Because, man, Miami is moving this ball, and they are perfectly content. They're perfectly content. Oh. Timeout, Indiana. Timeout, Indiana. They're concerned with how everything is looking, so they're going to take a timeout there. 48 seconds left. This is going to be an all-time classic, guys. Regardless of how this goes, this is going to be an all-time classic. All-time classic. Such a good game, man. It's really, really, really good game. Wow. I will say for Indiana, like, they have not been, like, part of this is Miami, of course. They also have not been playing well. They've had some missed assignments. They've had some missed tackles. I think Miami's been playing a better game. Every down is an obvious passing down at this point. Just depends on whether or not Beck can get the ball to his receivers. And it's going to be picked off! It's picked off! Indiana's won it! They've won it! Indiana's going to win the national championship. Holy cow! There is a flag. There is a flag. There is a flag. What's the flag? Holy cow. Yep, so Indiana's going to win the national title, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to win the national title. All they have to do is take this knee down. Beck was forcing it to Keelan Marion, and that was a beautiful interception by Jamari Sharp to seal it. Beautiful. Wow. This is crazy. Wow. And that's it. Indiana's won the national title. They've done it. First ever team to go 16-0. They've won the Natty. And Curt Cignetti has established himself as the best coach in college football entering 2026 in an all-time classic. All-time classic, man. All-time classic. Holy cow. Wow. My, oh my. My, oh my, man. What a game. What a game. What a game. Wow. And yeah, we're going to watch the ceremony, everyone. We're going to watch it. So, okay, 300 likes. Time to see my dance. Which is just the, like, grossest, most embarrassing thing you guys can ever see. Like, I do not know how to dance. But we picked it. We were wrong about the scope of the IU win, but we were correct about the IU win. And I will attest here that Miami played a better game than Indiana, and Indiana still won. And that is how you know Indiana's the better team. Miami had a wonderful game. They're a wonderful program. They did not quit at all the junctures they could have quit. They did not. But Indiana, I mean, they did it. Ohio State didn't take down Miami because Miami forced mistakes, abused the O-line. Miami played their A game. Beck didn't make a single errant throw until that final one. And Indiana still won. Still won it. What a phenomenal game. What a phenomenal game. And For my friend Baldfather Betts, who picked Miami to cover, he wins. He wins. Same with Ohio State DG. So best of both worlds here. My goodness. What a game. And if you're Miami, you should be proud, man. I mean, I did not think you'd score over 20, and you did. And you held Indiana to 20 offensive points. You did that. This was an excellent game. You won line of scrimmage overall. You won that thing. Beck played well until that final pick, which has kind of been the summation of his career. He's not without his errors. But man, oh man, guys, you have done it. Unreal game, unreal season. And that was just you, Sam. Thanks for hosting yet another college football season. Of course, Roaming Gnome. This guy here, Roaming Gnome's my cousin. He has helped me build this channel. He gave me the original graphics templates. He helped make the logo, the color scheme. He helped inspire this. He helped inspire this channel. Same thing with Baldfather Betts. Same thing with my friend Carver, who drew my original logo for me. Same with Chris Drew. Same with Buffton Prime. They did it. They did it, man. They've won it all. They're the first team ever to go 16-0. Like in the modern era, in the era that actually matters. They are the first team ever to go 16-0. That is nuts. That is crazy. Love y'all, says Hoosier Viking. Sam fan. Absolutely. Love you guys too. Any Miami, Indiana, any college football fan in here, love y'all. Absolutely crazy. What you guys have done is absolutely phenomenal. It is absolutely phenomenal. That's incredible. Incredible. Like, you guys helped build this channel. You have supported me diligently. You have watched me. You've been by me at every corner, every turn of my life. And thank you. We have now picked 3 national title games in a row correctly. Yes, I did pick TCU to beat Georgia because back then I was an idiot. I'm no longer an idiot. I got so much about this game wrong. So much. But on a day where Indiana probably played their worst game since Penn State, and on a day where I think Miami played their best game since Ohio State and probably a better game than that, since they didn't get the pick 6, Indiana still won. This is a program that's not going anywhere. They're not going to go away. You are not going to extinguish that fire. It's the same thing with Miami too. You may have extinguished Miami for now, but they're back. They are back, and they're going to be hungry from this. They're going to learn from this. This was an excellent game plan by Shannon Dawson and Corey Heatherman. Excellent game plan from them. Whew. I am on cloud 9. Holy cow. Holy moly. That's phenomenal. Wow. Wow. Big Ten is the king of college football. U of M, OSU, and Indiana. Thanks, Mega Eing, for the $2 super chat. Yes, the Big Ten is king. Wonderful. Congratulations, Indiana. Congratulations. Congratulations. They've done it. And Cignati's not even happy. He's not even happy, man. Not even happy. I cannot believe, dude, they did it. They freaking did it. They did it. Oh, man. They did it, man. They did it. They did it. Oh my gosh. I almost want to, because I know a lot of people are going to tune out, I almost want to stop the live show and make an instant reaction. I think that's probably the best. Sam, did you have a chance to listen to ESPN commentators? No, I did not. But I imagine they're pretty terrible. I mean, the sport's gotten lazy. It really has. Yeah, I mean, Beck just doesn't have the arm strength to make that. Like, if Mendoza played for Miami today, Miami probably wins by 10 points with how Indiana played. Like, Mendoza ultimately was probably the difference here. I would say, holy cow. Someone said I'm rock hard. No, stop it. I'm excited because I was right, and I've been on this team for months to be better than everyone's look, a lot of people who picked Miami had the right idea based on tonight's game, but you know what? They were wrong. They were wrong in their pick. The one person who was more right than I was Baldfather Betts. He picked Miami to cover, and he said that he thought Indiana would probably win due to Mendoza. Like, perfect. He called it. That's the only person I will take flack from. The only one. He got it perfectly. Everyone else, like, mostly called Indiana by too much, or they were like people south of the Mason-Dixon line who thought that BCR was going to mean Miami was going to dominate every aspect of this game. And they were wrong. So, beautiful, man. Absolutely beautiful. And a reminder to everyone that this is Signetti's least talented team outside of last year. Like, they're only going to get more talented. I'm not going to say they're going to get better, but if they can keep up the scouting, if they can keep the coordinators, if they can continue to identify talent this good, man, oh man, like this is not going to be his most talented team. this is the pinnacle of college football. This is what college football means, man. This is what college football means. My goodness. And no, Indiana 16-0, they're not as good as 2019 LSU. I hope this game showed that. Because Miami isn't 2019 Clemson either. Indiana team isn't unstoppable, but no one beat them. And this was one of the worst games I've seen them play in a minute. This was a worse game than the Ohio State game. And they won by 6. So, just incredible stuff, man. Very incredible stuff. And Badass Buckeye, you were correct in saying Miami to cover, but you said Miami was going to win this thing. So, half correct. I'll tip my cap to you to picking Miami to cover. And hopefully you bet that so that you won something despite Miami losing outright. Hopefully. Wow. What a game. What a game. What a game. Okay. I'm going to be live for a little bit longer, I think. Maybe for I don't know. Wow. I can't believe it, man. I can't. I seriously thought Miami was going to go down there and probably win after that roughing the passer. It didn't. Yeah, we live to see an Indiana championship, man. This team 1, 2, 3, 4 close wins, and probably 5 if you count Oregon round 1. Wow. Wow. Yeah. Just the... Wow. Okay, so let me tell you what the pass is. Let me tell you what the tell is in the game for all of you who are still here with me. I already danced, by the way. The tell was Miami's left guard. Whenever Miami's left guard would point to a defender, it was a pass or pass blocking. Whenever Miami's left guard just stayed there or pointed behind him or at the ground for a gap, it was a run. That was the tell, and you can thank Buffed Prime for that. I'll mention that in the reaction video. Probably not talk about it a ton because while it probably mattered to a certain degree, wow. It's so surreal. Okay, guys, I want to listen. I want to listen to the post game. So, and people are drifting into the live show. So I'm gonna get a reaction video out very quickly. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you all very soon. A reaction video will be up by midnight. Love you guys. Let's get to 2026 and start preseason content immediately, right off the jump. See you guys very soon. Holy moly.